like 2 years, and all of a sudden got AI in this shit.
Wait, has it been 2
AI,
years?
what?
We're not. It's not AI. It's just a.
What?
I mean, it's just a Discord bot.
It just records
I don't know. I'm
each
freaking out,
user
man. I'm
individually.
freaking out, man.
Yeah, this is our new AI cast member that we're training to assassinate Grok.
Yeah. It doesn't like me,
Be the
Will.
superior waifu.
It's whispering things in my ear.
At least
You're
it's
just
whispering
hearing
into your ear.
Yeah. Okay, so what the hell? I just dislodged my webcam and it almost fell off. Okay, that doesn't matter because I'm not.
You
even
mean to
using it.
tell me that you've been avoiding the face cam?
I have been avoiding the face cam. Yes,
Understandable.
it's easier not to do face cam.
That's why you should be a VTuber now.
Yeah.
Is the stream
Will.
going? Is everything's working?
Yes.
Oh, there's Susanna. Hi,
Yeah,
Susanna.
it's working.
Oh
Yeah,
mo
it's
mo
working.
mo 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 mo
Mo
mo
Mo's
mo
back.
mo 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 mo.
Oh yeah, you get to see the dashboard.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Rent.
Yeah, it'll tab back over. So,
Why does it change to the active one? That's weird.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
Oh,
shouldn't be.
it's for the Discord stream we get to see the difference, but the
Yeah. For the YouTube stream, it's correct.
YouTube stream is good. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Quick, steal Will's stream key.
So today we're just gonna be watching old
I have it
casts.
somewhere.
I'll probably be pausing to explain bits as we get to them as I remember them.
Or
But
you could just let them play.
I could, and then I'd be talking over them.
Is like half the volume.
Developer commentary. Let's go.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, that's kind
The
of like what
classic YouTuber
follows.
reacts fucking dilemma.
You're
Pause
doing
the video
Jeopardy
or
style
don't pause
Halo
the
quiz
video.
stuff. I've never heard of Jeopardy. I don't know what you're talking about. My quizzes are not like anything.
They're completely original.
I said it at the original. Yeah, they're completely original. I said it at the beginning.
Yeah, I
It's
should
completely
probably watch
accurately
those.
and totally original.
Yeah, you should watch them. They're funny.
Yeah, maybe. I'll do it
They
later.
gave me a ha-ha.
How many
So
times have you said that?
we'll go through some casts. I think we'll
Right?
start with Battlefield 3. I
Sure.
don't think we'll go through all of them in order or anything, but I
You should
figure
mix
start with
these
the original.
into you should mix these into a video where it's the cast reacts.
Cast reacts. Yeah, I mean, I probably could.
And it's just the whole cast video with you like as a VTuber just in the corner like, uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
I
So
hate it
the
so much.
the origin of a completely accurate summary back in the day was I had been doing weekly compilations of funny moments of us playing games, and it was super easy because I had like OBS set up, so it was like, all right, it automatically records the last 5 to 15 minutes. I just hit save, then I know exactly where the funny moment is, cut that down, put it into a compilation. That was it. It was super easy. I was getting bored. I was like, I want to do a video essay, but I don't want to do research for a video essay because that's a lot of effort and that doesn't really feel like me. So I want to make a video essay about how much Battlefield 3's campaign sucks. And I didn't really know what I was going to do. So we just played through Battlefield 3's campaign, making fun of it. And then I was like, all right, well, I can't use anything from like the footage really. So I'll write a script about how much it sucks. And I'll make it a summary. And so it wasn't until like making the summary and then uploading it that I come up with the name of Completely Accurate Summary. I do not say those words in the cast.
Recently, I played through Battlefield 3 again with the help
Oh, my
of some
voice is
friends
so
to keep
high.
me sane. The following is a completely
Chat, let me know
accurate
if the-
recounting of the campaign.
The
Trust
YouTube
me.
audio
We
is
start the game
too.
by jumping on a train and stealing a
little or
gun
too
from a
much.
passenger that we flatten, and then shoot the rest of the people
Good
on the
for now.
train as we make our way to the front. The terrified passengers try desperately to stop our crazed murder spree, but we're wearing plot armor and can't be killed by bullets. After finally figuring that out, a passenger knocks us out and holds us down because even though we can take a magnum shot to the chest, we can't resist an old man holding us to the floor with one arm. That's the end of the game. But then there's more.
I'm surprised that's where
The game
that.
cuts to an
There's
interrogation room
several
where it's
recurring
revealed that
jokes
we were
of
actually
cast,
Willem
and one of them
Dafoe the
is,
whole
and
time,
that's the end of the
Alec
game
Baldwin
every
and
time they
Vincent
cut to
D'Onofrio are really
black.
pissed at us.
And
forgot
then
that
their
war
war
started here.
happens that soon.
Yeah.
Also, whoever the
could you
cameraman
throw
is
on the,
really needs to wipe their fucking lens off.
Closed captions.
Then the game fades to black
yeah, I
and
don't
plays
know
the
if
ear-rape
there's-
rendition of
there-
God's Gonna Cut You Down
These are odd.
before it's revealed.
Whoa! I do say the word ear rape,
Turning-
but
Your what rendition?
yeah, these are auto-generated subtitles, so they're not going to be very good.
That's fine. They don't need to be good. They just need to be like
Yeah,
enough for
it's-
me to be able to clue in which one is Will and
Yeah.
which one is Will.
Yeah, this is from July
2018.
17th.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
is that tomorrow? That's tomorrow.
That's
Holy
Yo!
Holy shit!
End the stream.
We should have done this
We're doing this
tomorrow.
Hang on. No, yeah, end the stream right now.
Happy
We're done. We're
7th
done.
anniversary, Will.
We're done.
Wow.
Done.
So 7 years ago, I sounded like a child.
Hold on, no, there was a
I'm
leap
not
year.
tracked.
There was a leap year, so we are exactly on time.
Oh my
Okay.
god. What the
that
fuck?
we've been shoved into an uncomfortably tiny metal box
Oh,
with
that's
five
worked
Happy
other
birthday.
guys until we're thrown outside into a solar flare.
No.
I
After
knew.
ignoring whatever it was
That's
we
why
were
I
supposed to be
told
doing,
Will to
brought
do
to
it.
us by the Allstate
Yeah,
guy,
yeah.
we run into
The other
Blackbird's
thing about
worst nightmare,
Cass is
a door.
one of
Luckily,
the
rest
gimmicks
the
that I
squad
wanted to do with this
understands how
was
doors
record
work and are
my
able to open it
audio
for us.
and have people in
Then I
Discord
found out that
react
Battlefield
while
3
I was
doesn't have a
recording
toggle
it.
sprint, so I'm
And
giving
then I
it a 0
realized
out of
after
10.
recording
We're escorted
that
through a second door, and the squad splits up. But
I
luckily,
hadn't
we're still
recorded
paired
the
with
Discord
Malkovich,
audio.
who
So if
knows
you
how
ever
to
hear me
open
sounding
doors.
like I'm about to crack up
Chapman gets shot
laughing,
by a
it's
sniper,
because
but our
somebody
time
said
and
something
beyond two
funny,
souls trained
and that's
us in
just
the
not
art
in the
of
video
David
because I
Cage's
didn't
quick-time
record it.
events, and we save him with the power of pressing spacebar a few times.
Actually, there are 2 leap years, so we're 1 day late.
Spacebar.
Fun.
Exciting. Space.
Day late.
So what do you want to do for this part where he has to drag his friend? We'll make him press spacebar every 3
Wow,
seconds.
the
We then proceed to
subtitles
murder
are
a bunch of
not
people
good.
in a parking lot that are presumably just trying to find
No,
out where
they're
they parked
horrible.
their car.
I don't know
Oh,
why
wow,
I couldn't
that
say the word
actually- that,
presumers.
And we blow them up, but it's okay,
That
they'll recover.
holographic
We
site
run up a
was
flight of
actually
stairs to
lined up like
another
it's
door,
supposed to be.
But the fully
That's
recovered squad
surprising.
is able to get through it no problem. We run
Yeah, it's
through
supposed
a
to line up
small
with the front
office
side
and
post.
murder the
Mm-hmm.
workers that were just coming back from break. We run up another flight of stairs because stamina is for pussies. And
I do
the
think it
squad
was pretty
opens another
novel at the
door
time
for
too
us.
to
The
have a
squad wants
holographic
to
site
play a
that
game
doesn't
of Human
show
Centipede,
the
and we win,
the
so
red when you're
Malkovich
not
hands over
looking
his
directly
rocket
into
launcher
it.
as our prize.
I don't think a lot of
As
games
it
did
turns
that.
out,
You
we
would
were
usually
right next
just
to
see
a
it.
hotel that charged us for room service even though we didn't order any. So we decided to see who would win,
Okay.
a large concrete building or an explodey boy. The hotel lost.
Telling me
Let's
one RPG
go.
can demolish a building like that.
Oh yeah, the other thing
Chapman
was
doesn't like talking to people on
this
his
was long
block, so we
before I
murder
had
everyone
separate
that might
audio
have asked
tracks
him
for
about the
anything,
weather.
and the game's
Then a
volume was
parade
really
starts,
loud.
I think, so we
So
murder a few of those
I just had to
people
like
and mirrors
turn
edge
the
our way
game's
off the
volume down,
building.
and everybody's
We hump an
audio
ammo
when I
crate
cut
to
to
bring
the
it to climax, so it gives us
in-game
its
audio
free ammo
is
juices,
really
and murder a
quiet.
couple of rug salesmen because we don't need any goddamn rugs. After coming out of Iran's rug emporium, the squad wants us to hook up their computer to the Ethernet
I also
port, so we have
I
to
do this
follow an
now
Ethernet
where I'll
cord
cut
to
out
see
my
where it's
breaths
plugged in.
to keep
Turns out the guy who
uh,
plugged the cable in didn't want to
the-
share his internet connection, so we murder
the
him
flow
and
of the
unplug
video,
it so
but
nobody
you can
gets
just
the
hear
internet.
me like
The
loudly
parade catches up
inhaling.
with us, and we can't stand the noise, so we start murdering
has a certain
everyone
charm
involved
to it.
before an earthquake ruins our fun.
The one that's got the
Also,
the
rest in
most
peace,
hilarious
helicopter
is
guy who got crushed by a building.
the
Alec
Destiny
Baldwin
Red
threatens
War
to put us in
one.
timeout for
I
being a
decided
bad boy,
that for some reason I needed to be able to read through an entire paragraph of text without
but
breathing.
we're too busy eating.
So
a
you
granola
can
bar
hear
to
me
care.
running out of breath and just completely ruining the cadence of anything while I'm doing that video.
You just hear the crunching in the background.
I like to imagine it's
We'll have
Yeah,
to
the
watch that one.
Xbox mic quality.
Oh yeah.
Like you're just watching this.
They're like, focus on the questions.
Nah.
Put away the granola bar.
We wake up on the street outside because we couldn't get another hotel room for the night after we blew the last one up, so we play hide and seek with the worst seekers ever. A rat finally finds us and gives us the Black Plague,
Not
but
the
the other
rat.
seekers are a bad sport.
Yeah, this was
and
a
shoot
funny
us, so
little
we give the
Easter
rat
egg.
the
If you
finger.
fail the quick time event to kill the rat, you get shot and then you just give the rat the finger.
Give it the finger.
We run into some more rug salesmen, and we give one of them a special hug before we pull a machine gun out of our anal cavity that we had stored for
Special
a rainy day,
hug.
and murder
Yeah,
the
the
rest of the
special
rug
hug
salesmen
joke
because they didn't want our
was,
special hugs.
a
After
joke
running through
about
the city
sexual
for a little
assault.
while looking for our squad,
Oh my god.
we come
Yeah,
across a door
that's
and are afraid that our
because I thought
adventure
it,
is doomed to an
it,
end.
it was funnier
Until
to
some
call it
helpful people
special
open up
hug.
a garage door for us, and we murder them.
I still use that joke pretty regularly.
Our plot armor saves
Oh my
us from
God.
a direct shot from an RPG.
You know, this is my
but
first
we're not
pass.
sure who
This
shot
is
it
very
at us,
fun.
so we just kill everybody in the general vicinity.
I can see why
We
people
come
like
across
these.
another door, but this one is already slightly open, so all we have to do is open it up just a little bit
Why
more.
you keep
and we
doing
get
them?
through. We're back at the chalkboard and find out
Yeah,
that
I'm
we
glad
missed lunch
that
again.
that
We're
people
so
like
upset
that
that we
because
break a door down
the
because we still haven't figured out
video
how doors work.
that
We meet back up with
got
Montez,
people
who
to my
mistakes us for
channel
someone named
was a
Motherfucker
10-second
Hands.
shitty animation I made while I was trying to learn Blender
Because his
about
severe social
what what if
anxiety prevents
Titan
him from
or what
looking
if
directly at us.
Halo had Titanfall?
We chalk it up to brain damage and
intros.
attribute.
That got like 300,000 views in a day.
We talk. This is a hard sentence. We chalk it up to brain damage and attribute our own lack of understanding.
Sometimes
of
if
how
I have
doors work to
flubs,
that
I'll
as
leave
well.
them in intentionally
After
like
all,
that
we
because
got
it's just
hit in the
really
head a few
funny.
times
Like
already.
I think my favorite
Montez
flub
helps
is
us open
I
the
could not
garage
say
door because
which
even though it doesn't
queen
open like a conventional door,
because I was trying to say
it still
which
has
queen
door in the
really,
name, so we don't understand
and
how
my
it
brain
works.
could not get that out.
There's some
So it
kind
took
of
me like
nighttime
8
parade
tries.
going on, but we don't like parades,
Which
so we
queen
murder
we?
everyone to put
Which
stop to it.
queen?
Our
Which
Uber finally
queen?
arrives that we ordered
Which
like 40
queen?
minutes ago, and we witnessed some honestly terrible architectural design.
The absolute worst flub I ever had was the joke was
After
we
asking
give
Alec
some
Baldwin to stop
kids
talking
a
because of our
ball to
severe
play
brain
with.
damage.
I flubbed it and said we give a kid some balls to play with. I was like, oh no!
No.
Oh yes.
So much brain damage.
And then the one I couldn't get through. That like
The
most
game
of the
puts us in
time,
the role of Lieutenant
I
Hawkins, an
when I write a
SJW
joke down,
fighter
I'll
pilot who
laugh.
believes in equal treatment.
But then when I'm
So
reading
she
jokes,
harasses
I
her
never laugh
co-pilot.
because I've written the joke
Is that
down.
an
and I'll-
SJW joke?
Pre-flight
It
chat
was,
where we
yeah.
find out that Hawkins has a swivel
Oh my
head.
god.
That's how
was the
old this
real
is.
terrorist.
2019,
Whoa, whoa.
2018,
Also, Hawkins breaks her neck.
2018.
Yeah, 18.
Starbucks.
Whoa, did you see that? My head just like completely did a swivel, right?
Yeah.
This is the most boring mission on the planet.
So we go through the
And for
world's
some
most
reason, when
boring
people
mission where we
show
do
like,
nothing
oh,
aside from
old
death,
Battlefield
fear,
game
and
nostalgia,
gems.
they always show this mission
Sky informs
because
us
it's
about
real
the
pretty
history of
looking,
France during
but
a
you
load
do
screen.
fucking nothing in it.
Real cinematic. Also, is
So
that 3:4 fucking aspect ratio?
I don't know why that happened, but like, yeah, every time there's a loading screen, it just like crunches it down into a black box in the center.
The loading screens are all at 3:4.
Yeah. Also, for anybody who hasn't played Battlefield 3 on
I don't know.
PC,
I don't know if
you can only launch the game through the Battlelog website, which only works on like Chrome.
Actually, I've got
What?
Yeah, it's weird.
I've gotten
My
It's
hands
really
can't
awkward.
move. Can you teach me how to do it
And
with
also,
my
like,
brain?
you'll
I know
launch
how
the
your
game,
story ends.
and
You
then it'll
develop
launch, and you have to
telekinesis.
click on the actual icon on your
Main character in the
taskbar
Elder Scrolls
before
6.
it'll open.
I know how your story
It doesn't
ends. You get
auto-open.
CT, and 17 years later, you kill yourself in your mansion. My gun's my gun's locked in a gun cabinet.
Yeah, see, you can't hear shit like with the
That
in-game
was
audio
so
because it's
okay.
so quiet.
The
Audio
The
balancing
game
was
cuts
just
to
not even a
squad outside of Hugh
consideration.
Hefner's mansion, probably right before we're about to raid the place for his
The
porno
primary
mags and
narrator
actresses.
is audible.
We're given a
which is
mortar
the
and
most
told to
important
run down a
part.
hill, where we set up dangerously close to the
Quiet,
underside of a
shitty
bridge,
audio is
so we
better
can
than,
fire
like,
lens flares at
horribly
the enemy
loud,
and confuse them
unbalanced
with the
audio.
concept of
Yeah,
light.
exactly.
We murder our way through a bunch of people just having a picnic, and the game thinks that we didn't do one of
Oh,
our
yes,
objectives,
Willie
but we
also
did do
bugging
it.
the
We
game
did do
out.
it.
First time.
Finally, we're
I
given the
bug
task
games
of
out
really
in
opening
crazy
our first
ways.
door, but some asshole opened
still
it for
think
us on
that
the
it's
other
that your
side,
RAM is
so we murder him and all
underpowered
his
or
friends because
something.
now
Well,
we're
this was an
fucking
old
pissed.
PC. This was
We
my
meet
way
up with
older
Montez's gay
PC.
black lover.
I still think that it's the same problem.
Wait. This Sega is
Chronically underpowered.
Yeah, I don't
As
know.
in, like,
If you read
power
through the
supply
lore,
too small.
He and Montez are in
Yeah, see,
a
that's
secretive
Montez.
gay relationship.
After
Has
murdering a bunch of
any
people
FPS
causing a
shooter
traffic
set
jam,
in
we
contemporary
talk about
time
the
managed
disappointing
good
U.S.
jet
school
flight
system
mission?
because I thought that Tehran was a
Um,
country, but it's actually the
GTA
capital of
5?
Iran.
But Tehran's
Yeah,
not a state,
GTA
Tehran's a
5.
country.
GTA 5's got some good jet flying missions.
Tehran's a city, dude.
But it's a
Like,
third-person shooter.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
why I
really an
said watching
FPS.
No,
I
you can
guess.
play it first person.
Tehran is the
You
capital.
couldn't
What do you
originally.
mean?
so,
It's
like,
first
maybe...
person for me.
Okay, I always thought Tehran was its own country.
I'll go
Playing
into the
GTA
history
5
of the-
exclusively in first
US
person.
education system, but I didn't know that Tehran was not a country.
Sorry?
We're ambushed by a tank, but it's
Yeah.
easily defeated by standing on top of it.
Oh yeah,
is
this
the
is
only
always funny.
instance
This
of
is
sequence
every game that I
breakthrough that we were
play.
able to pull off.
I'll check and see if you can just stand on top of a tank. Because for some reason, so many games don't program
The tank
interactions
takes a shot
if you
at us,
decide
but
to stand on
our
top of a
protects
tank.
us, except for our head, so we take even more brain
Would you
damage.
like to know the
The
secret
squad
for
opens
real
another
tanks
door
if you
for us
get on
because
top
we
of them?
still can't be trusted with doors.
They
We make our
also
way to
don't
the
know what
bank
to do.
pull off a Battlefield
Yeah.
Bad Company and steal all their gold. We perform a physically impossible feat.
Yeah,
of
if you get on
parkour
top of
through
a real
small
tank, they
window
don't
with,
really
like,
have much
100
to do
pounds
about
of
that.
gear on,
Yeah.
and get kinky with Matkovic and a bank employee in the
It's
bathroom.
funniest
We kill
in,
an
I think
employee
it
with
was
psychic
Modern
powers,
Warfare
which we
2,
probably picked
the
up from
remake
Alec
of Modern
Baldwin,
Warfare
and
2.
made it through the rest of
Because
the
we
bank
fight a
with
tank with a
absolutely no
ballistic
problems
shield.
whatsoever. Blackburn Defoe gets to show off his quick
Okay.
time event skills once again by
I'm never
jumping
in
down
that
an
tank.
elevator shaft.
Yep, I called it too. If we
We
get
made it
to
to
that
the world's
video,
biggest door. but
I
Blackburn is
immediately
especially
called
not
like,
allowed to
oh yeah,
open
and I
that
bet he's
door,
not dead
so
because
the
you don't
squad
see him
doesn't
die. And then he
force.
fucking came back, and I
After
was like,
finding out that
I
someone stole most of our
knew
sandwich,
it.
we decided to leave all the money behind and go after the motherfuckers that stay. Is the stream
Because
okay,
we
by
haven't
the way?
eaten in
I'm
days
seeing
since we
missed
error
Battlefield.
messages on my end.
During that transition to the
looks
mission
fun to me.
Comrades, we
Okay.
guessed
Yeah,
that it
that's
stars a Russian named Dmitry or Vladimir.
I would say that Crisis has a really good flying mission.
Yeah,
Crisis
Crisis
1.
started bugging out on me during the flying
You
mission.
can't fool me. Crisis an MMO.
Yeah.
Or
Crisis in MMO. What?
Vladimir.
Vladimir. After Alec
Yeah, I don't
Baldwin
get
admits
that
to
joke
us that
either.
he thinks Elvis is still alive,
Reddit.
I don't think it's a joke.
Yeah, that's because there isn't one, and that is the joke.
Vincent D'Onofrio
Crisis
confirms our
in
guess that
MMO.
Comrades is about a
Exactly.
Russian guy named Dmitri, and he even has a friend named Vladimir because, of course. His name's Dmitri.
Oh my god, his name is Dimitri. You gotta be shitting me.
Dmitri isn't allowed to drive because he's actually Blackburn's cousin and has just as
You
much
just
brain
hear my
damage.
voice
This
overlapping
guy
with my
mistakes
own,
the
yeah.
mission for a scene in G.I. Joe where the Eiffel Tower gets
Then
destroyed.
I'll react to this in 7 years, and then we'll have a third layer of Willy Asso.
And then it would just be.
Vladimir gets
Oh,
killed by one of
OBS
the assholes that
disconnected.
stole Blackburn's lunch, but we catch him and find out that he
You're
didn't actually
fine.
have the lunch,
Okay.
and then the
Yeah.
Still
entirety of
streaming.
Paris gets lit.
It's
as
showing the pop-up for that
On
like,
stream.
On
Yeah.
stream.
Okay.
You are not allowed to die. Go away.
Then we're introduced to Miller, who is actually two 12-year-old boys stacked on top of each
the
other
stream
who are
is now
super obsessed with
showing-
dinosaurs.
Two children in
They
a trench
operate
coat.
tank.
No.
After a painfully long
Seems
sequence
good.
of
Okay.
driving the tank, broken up
That
by
was
a
good.
short
I
sequence of not
wasn't
driving
live.
the tank,
That was my
Okay.
we
fault.
drive
Yeah.
the tank to the bank and watch Blackburn and his squad get airlifted out while we're left to die in a sandstorm.
I love the
Lucky
vehicle
for us,
section
though, one of the
being
locals is
just
there
a
to save the
time-lapse.
day and gets us out of
Yeah,
the
because
storm.
basically nothing happened.
Turns out the local is actually a
Yeah.
televangelist or something, and we're forced to sit and listen to a sermon before they slit our throat on live TV. But it's okay, they only slit the top kid's throat, the bottom one will escape. Then we play through an
bottom
orange
one
and
will
green point-and-click adventure, and it fucking sucks. Suddenly, we're in
Yeah,
a
we just
forest,
skipped through
and we
that
murder
mission.
all
There's
the
like a
locals
whole
before
second
we
half
make
of
our
that
way
mission
across
that I
the
just
field
skipped
and
through in
murder
the
all the
summary
farmers,
because nothing
sponsored by
happened.
Is there anyone even driving that truck right now?
Yeah,
I
good.
bet you there's not.
Yeah, for some reason this one
Oh,
just
what?
drives up and there's not even an NPC in the driver's seat.
It's an auto.
Didn't you know in
Don't worry about
2013
it.
Worry about it. Just go.
Self-driving vehicles. How ahead of their time.
Yeah, that's the joke we're making right here. That's too hard to hear.
Oh,
Hey, man.
God damn it.
Yeah. Or make a joke about Google
Blackburn
self-driving
gets run over
cars.
by an LAV crossing the street because he didn't look both ways.
God damn it, Will.
They're in big cars. Oh, what the-
Oh, you got laved.
We play tag with a jet, but the jet isn't a good sport and fucks off when we tag them. This guy tells me to jump off a bridge, but it kills us. So we play tag with the jet.
I don't
again.
remember if I
Also, they
finished
killed
my
Campo
thought when
and
I was talking
Backman.
about just
Cut back to
recontextualizing
Dimitri,
everything that
and
happens in the
suddenly
games is the
Vladimir
main
back to
character is a
life, so it's
psychopath and
probably
murdering
happening
everybody no
before
matter
the
what
asshole that
the
stole
context
Blackburn's
is.
lunch and made
So
Paris
it's just
turned.
everyone else is perfectly fine.
We steal some tourists'
But the main
Range
character's
Rover and drive to
crazy.
their party villa, where we murder all their friends with absolutely no problems whatsoever. Someone tries to escape our murder spree, but we don't appreciate that, so we tell them to stop and they let us go swimming in their pool.
Whoa.
Yeah, the glass
Oh, there
breaks
was a
Then
before
we
we
cut back to
touch it.
Blackburn
Yeah.
and realized that Inferno,
What?
who had been watching
got
up to that
scared.
point, had fallen asleep.
Yeah.
You're Inferno?
Maybe
Your arms turns up for this part.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's hard to hear him, but he's snoring on his mic.
Inferno.
This game was so fucking boring.
Blackburn
Was
runs
that a
through the trash
fucking
house party and
Purple
meets up
RP?
with his cousin to go
I
bowling.
think so, yeah.
But Dimitri doesn't want to go bowling because he
Yes, it
already
was.
had to swim. Dimitri tells Blackburn that he can get one of his stolen sandwiches back if he kills the Allstate guy. So we decide that our
Yeah, this
sandwich
is the
worth
weirdest
more
part of the
than life some
campaign. They're
black
like, all
dude,
right,
and we
this
murder him
Russian
to go
guy
get
says to Blackburn, hey, I can help you. You got to kill your squad leader. So it's just like,
Okay. Yeah, bud.
okay.
I've been wanting to do that for an hour.
Now that's
Okay, yeah, done.
definitely too much.
Sure thing. Can do.
If it wasn't before, it is now.
Then Vincent D'Onofrio tells us that we're not allowed to go get our
Forgot this is a
sandwich,
Give Money
so they
Rules
bring in
stream. Yes,
Montez
that's
and we
all
beat the
streams.
fuck out of Vincent and Alec Baldwin and run off to the train, just like the beginning of the game. Now we know that the reason we want to go to the front
Also,
of the train
weirdly,
is
when you
because
get
the
back
old
to the
man has
train
our
in this
sandwich.
game, this sequence is different on the final
We
mission
don't
than
get
it
our
is on the
sandwich
first
back from
mission.
The old man and the train derails,
It's like there's
but we chase him
slightly
down in a
different
car and
things that
crash,
happen.
But nobody was wearing a seatbelt, and the old man shoots Montez for being so careless. Then we beat the old man's head in with a brick with the power of David Cage QuickTime events and get our sandwich back.
Oh,
Game
thanks
over.
for the
Oh
money.
yeah, here have some money.
$20. God damn, it just ends like that.
Yeah, I used to do like the David Cage QuickTime events joke a lot, and then it's just like, fuck David Cage. I'm gonna stop making references to him. So now we press button to not die most of the time is the joke.
So we press V to
Yeah.
Makarov.
It's
Okay.
a better joke, honestly.
Who
What do
are
we do
those
next?
people?
Do we do Halo Reach next? Originally, Cast was only games I didn't like. So it was Battlefield 3, then Halo Reach, then Destiny 2.
Halo Reach was a game you didn't like. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
Is
believe
a game you
This was done,
don't
I think, a
like.
year later.
Recently, I played through Halo Reach with the help of some friends.
And my voice is
Why does it-
noticeably lower.
Australia.
It sounds like you're
Yeah.
like just doing a deeper voice, like
Yeah, no, that's just my. I think I was doing a
Put a
deeper
low
voice
pass filter.
for Battlefield 4 when we get to that. I just put on a deeper voice for some reason.
Yeah, it sounds intentionally lower.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember with Reach. It might have been.
Different
It
mic
probably
quality, maybe?
seems like it.
Maybe. I think I might have had a new
Low-pass
mic at that
filter.
point.
Yeah, low pass filter.
Yeah,
Low
another one of the
pass filter.
gags that I do for all of Cass is I have the tag related to a joke in the video.
Hmm.
So because this was 2019 and the opening shot of Halo Reach is the planet on fire, I made a joke about Planet Australia because that was when there were the
Ah.
wildfires in Australia.
Yeah.
And they drove me insane. The following is a completely accurate summary of the campaign. Trust
This
me.
auto-generated
The game
stuff?
begins
Oh no, this
with
is
an opening
actually
shot
just
of Australia in 2019. The ending of the game is immediately spoiled to you because Bungie only knows one way to advertise something about a game.
Well, this is awkward.
We arrive at an elementary school portable and are given a very quick
Yeah, I'm
introduction of
definitely
the members
putting on
of
a
the
deeper
team and their
voice. That's not
personality
my
traits.
that was not
Sniper
my
Man
natural
is
talking
edgy.
voice.
Team Leader Man tells us what we're doing.
You should do that
Skullman
more
is
often.
edgy.
I don't know.
One-armed woman is transporting stolen
Hello.
baby wives across the desert to escape a warlord. See, I told you this was Australia. Large Man is
I
large.
said it had to go down.
Team Leader
You can
Man
go
lets
up.
us know everyone's names all immediately, so we're obviously going to forget them in the
Figure out
first
some
10
way to
seconds
do
and
a
be too
sideways
embarrassed to
voice.
ask what they are later and just go
Sideways
on the
voice.
hope that one of them mentions the other's names before we
Just have
have
somebody
to.
else read it and claim
Carter
it's me.
lets us know that he's seen our nudes
Be
and compliments
religious,
our
that
thick
way you're a
Spartan booty,
bishop and
but
you'll
lets
move
us know that
diagonally.
Noble Team only does gangbangs and that we'll have to give up our title of Best Solo Male 2552. We fly to a secluded civilian outpost to kick down the doors and force them to pay taxes, but before we can figure out
Yeah,
why
the
they were
recurring
paying
gag is
taxes
that-
in the first place, Sky murdered someone and soft-locked the game.
Oh, just some
But
of
don't
the
worry,
recurring
the
jokes
easiest
in
way
this
to
is
get
just
everyone to
Noble
keep on
Team are a
moving
bunch
is to
of
murder someone
porn
else,
stars.
because murder solves everything.
Oh wait, no, I fixed it. I fixed it
Oh,
by
wait, no.
unsoft-locking.
I thought I soft locked the game here, but you can't just walk off and go to the next objective.
That's a good life lesson. Murdering
Is this
civilians
turning
will
meta?
always
I'm
get you further in
commentating
life.
over my
That's
completely
why I
accurate
say
summaries.
war crimes are always the best option.
If you
War
haven't
crimes
watched
are the
them,
best crimes.
like go
We
back
find a
and you
couple
want to
of
go back and
Marines
watch
just
them, you
hanging
should,
around,
because
and
this
Sky
is not going to be
king
us
shames them
sitting
for
and
having
actually
a
paying
bondage
attention
fetish.
as much. It's going
And a
to be
bunch of
just
fucking
commentating about
pussies.
things.
Imagine getting chained to a wall.
Finally, we come upon the reason that the
Will, I have
outpost was
bad
evading
news.
taxes.
That is in fact meta.
Aliens.
Yeah.
We kill every single alien so they don't
Aliens.
abduct our cows and repossess a civilian vehicle because what are they going to do? Tell on us? They owe taxes. We make our way to another outpost and murder some more aliens before moving on to kill them right out of their ship
Yeah,
to
they-
let them know that we don't take too kindly to crop
guess that
circles
is where
being
the-
drawn on our
the-
corn. Sky
I have a joke in
reveals that
Halo
mere
2
moral flesh
about
isn't enough to
a bunch of
satisfy his
Marines
hunger
being
for
captured by
blood
the
and
Covenant
attempts to
because the
blow up
Covenant
our
are here
only
to
Uber
collect
ride out of
taxes on
Farmville.
humanity.
But the Falcon proves too resilient for Sky and sucks
Well
him
then.
up to force him to give a 5-star review.
Bye.
Oh, and this is the first. No, the first Uber joke was in
God.
Battlefield 3.
It
Never mind.
teleported me in.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't remember when I got the
wanna
2
be
stars
here. I don't
joke.
want to be here.
Do you
We're
always
dropped
just
off by
do
more illegal
Uber
aliens
jokes?
who are trying to get into
I
the
did,
No
yeah.
lift jokes?
but we're
Come on.
hard
No, I have a lift joke at some
so we
point.
must murder every
Because it
single
was in
one
one of the
so
Call of
they
Duty
can't take the
games
jobs
about
from the true
because I had
hardworking
used the Uber
Australians
joke
that
like
deserve
6
them.
times in a row.
When we
And
enter
I was
the
like,
building,
I need to
we
get
find
another
out that pretty
ride
much
sharing
everyone has already
service.
been murdered.
And then we get a
But
lift
Jorge
and the lift
finds us
also
someone alive
crashes
that
and
we
it's
can
like, Jesus
sacrifice
Christ,
to
all
quell
these lift
Sky's
sharing
bloodlust.
services suck.
Unfortunately, before the ritual could be completed, we're rudely interrupted by a zealot with
think that
bad dental
was,
hygiene who
And
wants to take
anything
one
that
of the
is like
survivors for
Halo or
themselves.
Halo adjacent, it
Jorge
should
is
be
understandably
Uber,
upset
and then
that our
everything else
civilian
is
murdering
left.
was interrupted by aliens that want to murder civilians, so he takes us to chase
Or
after
flying
them.
things are
We don't
Uber,
find the kidnapped
driving
civilian,
things
so
are
I do the
Lyft,
next
something like
best
that'd
thing.
be funny.
I murder
That'd be
Sky to
cool.
prevent him from stealing my cool new sword.
Oh,
Kat
the
and Carter
joke we
bicker
just
like an
passed
old
by
married
too
couple
was
while
we're
Jorge tries
hunting
to
down
get the
aliens who
obviously
want to murder
Hungarian woman to
civilians
answer the
because it
questions
interrupted
that he's
our
asking
civilian
at her in
murdering. We're
English,
not happy
despite
about
the
that.
fact that he obviously knows how to speak Hungarian.
I mean,
and then she acts like
yeah,
she doesn't
canonically
understand him
you are
until he
not
starts speaking
wrong.
Hungarian, and then she speaks in English, and oh my god, who wrote this? The game tries to get us to acknowledge Kat's thick Spartan booty, but we know that Kat's easily the weakest
I
thick
will
Spartan
always
booty of the
love
bunch,
the
and we won't be
away
swayed.
from the mic bit.
We're dropped off at another alien invasion site.
My
and Sky
favorite
attempts to
one
glue
is
them with
being
teeth, but
dragged
the
off to
aliens aren't big fans of
Brazil
off-roading, I
in
guess.
Modern Warfare 2.
After
I
making our
think?
way
The
through a field
original?
of aliens with absolutely no issues whatsoever,
I love blue.
Absolutely no issues whatsoever. Okay, so the no problems whatsoever didn't start as no problems
You had
whatsoever.
a perfect route, and
Just
you
not.
managed to hit the rock.
To be honest, which is your favorite Halo game? Because the story is great, the weapons are unique, the fact that So, are you... you must be new here.
Oh shit!
Because I disagree with you except for the
base where we
custom
beat up
Spartan
more
thing. The
illegal
custom Spartan
aliens
thing
that
is
are trying
fun, and
to
I wish
take
they
our
did that
jobs
more Halos.
while we make our
but
way to the roof.
I
where we
fucking
can
hate the
cancel
story.
all
I
in
think
and
it's
out flights to
terrible.
the area
And I
because
think the weapons
price
are
of airline
awful.
tickets are frankly ridiculous.
The story, hold
We
on, the
exchanged
story in a
real simple
vacuum, if you
commentary with
ignore
Jorge
all
before
other
Dr. Halsey
context,
ruins
is
the
pretty
fun and
good.
says that we have to give
The
her a summary of
DMR.
what's
I
going
agree.
on so that
The
she can
DMR
write
is
a
fucking
video
awful.
for her
Ignore
next hit
everything
single.
The DMR is the worst
Her
part.
cat that she stole her
The
unreleased
DMR
mixtape
is,
and demands that she
is
give it
so
back or she'll sue her.
useful in
But Carter
Halo Reach that
threatens
it
to sue Halsey
eclipses
for being a
all
bitch,
of
and
the
that shuts
other
her up.
weapon sandbox.
Just making a read.
Because
Yeah, it's
all
the
the
hero
weapons are
weapon.
garbage.
Dick is
It's
bigger
the
than
hero
yours.
weapon. It's the master sword of the game. Why are you upset?
Cut to a retroactive Destiny reference starring June, us, and some cameraman that doesn't exist but follows us anyways. He is just obsessed with our thick Spartan booty. June hands us a magazine full of dick measuring bullets so that we can prove to the world that we've got the big dick and the aliens have the small dick. We big dick our way
That
through a
joke
few
I
hordes of
use
aliens
a
until
little
we
too
happen
many
upon a
times, I
strange
think,
mating
in this.
ritual between
of
two
just-
giant mammoth
I should
sloths,
have,
which we murder because
if I
that's how
reuse a
things
joke
line up with our
nowadays,
anti-alien
I'll
conservative
say
Australian
it
views.
differently so that I can reuse
Sky
the joke
soft
over and
locks the
over,
game
but
again
in this one
because
I
of
just
civilian
do, oh, the
murder.
aliens
This
have the
time
small
we can't
dick and we have a
perform
big
more
dick,
murder
and
to
that's
get
it.
past it, so we have
And
to
that's the joke
rewind time.
like 6 times.
After making it to a cliff, the civilian gets tired of our bullying and blatant disregard for the flow of time, so he commits suicide by jumping off
DMR
the
is to reach
cliff.
what the Magnum was to CE.
We follow June to a
no,
control tower and
because
fend
the
off
Magnum in
aliens while
CE
he
was
uploads
good,
our
but it
brand
didn't
new porn
eclipse the
film to the
entire
cloud.
rest of the sandbox.
We get a sneak preview of the new video at the end of the
hush.
mission in the form of double thick prone Spartan booty. Cut to the next morning. The entire Marine Force is
Cut
having
to
a race
tomorrow
to see
morning.
who can
That's-
get to the Blockbuster to rent our new
subtitles were
movie
incorrect.
first.
I gotta-
But unfortunately, the
Yeah.
aliens have been camping outside since last night,
Gotta
and we have to murder them to get all the
I'm
copies
reporting
back.
it to YouTube
Because
for,
Cat is driving, we crash
content
within 30
violation.
False
seconds,
advertisement.
because even in the future,
Yeah.
women shouldn't be trusted behind the wheel.
There was a false,
So we take
false
our own
claim
ride and
made
have
in the
absolutely
video.
no problems whatsoever.
I also have a...
Gifted membership went to a VTuber. What
I'm gonna die.
VTuber would
I'm
watch
gonna
Will?
die. I'm
I
dead.
had a joke there about women can't be trusted behind the wheel, which then cuts to us failing, so I think it sort of balances it out. I'm a little bit regret that joke, because I think it's a lazy joke, and I should have done, like, Spartans can't be trusted behind the wheel or something like that, because
Yeah.
any other time I've used that joke, it's been somebody's profession. But
Can you move the hog?
it does cut out to us, like, absolutely failing to drive, so it seems more like a... like I'm trying to be a little bit subversive,
After
I guess.
making our way
It was
past
still
the aliens,
lazy.
we find out that Blockbuster has been closed since 2014, and we're sucked into an
Take
Uber that
your
crashes
gifted
within
from
30 seconds because
VTubers.
even in the future, Marines in the Halo universe shouldn't be trusted to fly. We make our way up to an
Friendly
alien tower so
VTubers.
that we can
VTubers are
mark it for
great.
death by a large spaceship to prove once again
Will's
that we
a
have the
VTuber,
big dick
that's
and the
fine.
aliens
What
have
we
the small
call a
dick.
funny bit
Except the aliens prove that they have
that
the
I
bigger
will
dick.
lovingly continue.
Oh, rip.
Rip.
We cut to a conversation a few months
I'm
later
turning you
between
into
Carter
a
and Kat,
VTuber,
who are
right?
arguing that the
Do
aliens
it.
have
You
apparently
won't.
been
I'd
one-upping
rock
us
that
on the
shit.
dick
You can't
measuring
turn me into a
contest,
marketable
and she has an
plushie,
idea to
no!
reverse it back to the way it should be. And we decide that
Catch
the
me
only
buying
way
an
to prove
iPhone
that
secondhand
we've
to
got
get
the
better
big
face
dick and the
tracking.
aliens have the small
If I
dick
ever
is
get to
that
the
we'll
point where I
teleport part
make
of their
a
big dick to another
plushie of
dimension,
my
thus making
like
our
YouTube
dick
persona,
2/3 larger than
I should make
theirs.
it really
We head
creepy,
to a
like
secret
really
Oni base
beady
to steal
eyes,
from the Kerbal
so that
Space
nobody will
Program,
want to
and Sky
have
and I
it
argue
sitting
that
on
the
a shelf
definition
because
of
it'll just be
vertical takeoff
staring
and
into their
landing.
soul.
This is
Yeah,
fully
but
vertical.
we're
You
not-
do
we're not
realize
taking
this is
off
gonna
vert-
make you
We're
all-
taking off horizontally upwards.
Could you possibly link your page
Yeah,
and
I'm
like
looking at
and
this.
send my gifted there?
No, it's not.
That is
Look,
Donate
vertical.
money.
we're
Let's
going.
go patreon.com/realso.
Upwards direction.
We're going. We're going
spelled the
upwards,
right
we're
way,
not
though.
launching vertically.
Y direction.
But yes, this was Sky trying to tell me that this is vertical takeoff
no
and
X
landing,
direction.
but
But we're not taking.
that's
like,
not
Why?
how that works.
vertical.
That's not how that
Takeoff.
works.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
vertical takeoff.
technically, yeah, it's vertical in some
Once
way,
we
shape, or
make it to
form, but
space,
that
we
is
immediately
not
begin to use our
VTOL.
new not
All
vertical
rockets
takeoff and
are
landing
vertical
ships
takeoff.
to corrupt the aliens with capitalism.
Not landing.
Just to spite Tim
But-
Curry and spread our conservative
Well,
Australian
unless
views.
it's SpaceX.
Veto.
We pick up our alien castration
Oh, yeah, the
device
other
and get a good
recurring
look at the
gag
fact
is,
that
like,
the aliens are already trying to recreate
we're
Mad
always
Max
the
without us
worst
because
kind of
we said we'd be
person.
back in 5 minutes, but we were a little late. We murder our way into command of an alien ship so that we can stealthily insert ourselves into the larger ship, but we find out that the device we were planning to use is broken because Jorge's thick Spartan booty was too much for it to handle. So
I've
he
had
throws
people
us all
comment
out
on the
to
video.
save
They're
us
like,
from
his
blowing
name's
up
not
and prove that
Jorge, it's
has the
George.
biggest dick of all.
Are you an
Except
idiot?
the aliens prove yet again
Yes.
they have the bigger dick. After
No.
falling literally from
Don't
space,
call the
only
audience
side effect
idiots.
of the journey
Well,
was that our balls
damn
stuck
it.
to our armor, so we
Fucking
tried to
damn it.
nonchalantly walk it off. but
I
they were really
directly
sticky.
call the audience idiots.
The camera guy is back and
one of the
completely
Call of
ruins a
Duties.
serious scene
I
by pointing the
put
camera
comments in
square
there,
at our
'cause it was a
fixed-part
joke
booty,
about-
so all sense of
I
drama
make a
goes
joke about,
completely out
oh,
the
I don't
window
have night
because we are
vision.
mature adults.
I wonder what this
Gratuitous
button on
ass.
screen that tells me to turn on night vision is. That couldn't possibly be anything
We make our
useful.
way through a
And
city
people
with
still
absolutely no
commented
problems
that
whatsoever.
there was night vision and that I was the idiot. So I just put their comments in the next video to be like, yes, this is an intentional
Oh
joke.
god!
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. Run. Run away.
I don't know if they're to the 2020.
I was just gonna hit you once.
Jesus Christ. Wait,
Reach is definitely the start of Bungie's degrading
Sky's
ability to tell a
bloodlust is back,
coherent
but luckily
story.
for the other Marines in the area, Sky
think
is
that
easily
started with
distracted by
ODST.
his bigger insatiable bloodlust to destroy Falcons.
No,
Luckily, I was able to
no,
stop
I think
him from
ODST they were
continuing
just
with
trying
no
to
problems
tell like a more
whatsoever.
anthology type
Ow! Bitch!
thing.
No!
Like it was a change in storytelling, so I'll cut
I
him
have
some
to sit and
slack
watch an
there.
entire turret
Did
section
you
of
just
the
say no
game,
problems
so Sky
whatsoever right there?
mysteriously gets
I
killed when we
probably
land.
did, yeah.
I guess we'll never know what happened.
So it
We
matured
carpool our
in
way
the
to a
same
missile
video.
system as a last-ditch effort
Yeah.
to stop the aliens
Yeah,
from
there you
flogging
go.
their bigger dicks at us, and we managed to get in contact with the
She
rest of our
falls from
squad
space
to
with
let
better
them know
armor.
that
Yeah,
Jorge
the
is
six
fucking
can walk
dead.
it off. Yeah, I don't know.
Then we take a really awkward Uber ride back to our squad because we ordered a party bus,
It's
but none
because,
of our friends
Six
showed
is
up,
part
so we had to
three.
wait around in silence all alone.
Yeah, he's got the worst armor.
Yeah, it didn't have the safety features.
He doesn't have airbags.
You could argue that Chief lost consciousness, and that's why.
Maybe. His armor was
Nah,
locked up.
she
in
was
the
just
beginning of
bricked
3.
up.
The suit had to jork him off, that's why.
Yeah.
It immobilized him.
I love this
Carter
sad
lets us
scene of
know
just
that
the
now
we
that the
admitted that
aliens
we
have
made
full
solar mail
bragging
porn.
rights. They're making peanut
This
butter
is
and
the
jelly
subtitle.
sandwiches out of our comms equipment, and we have to go stop them because we know how to make real sandwiches. We admit to Carter that we made another
I do
solo
think that the
porn film
biggest
without
problem
them
with Reach
because
is that they
didn't
tried to
come
make
our
the
birthday
cast
party.
too
We
big.
fly our way through this mission with absolutely
It
no
definitely
problems
feels like there's
whatsoever,
a couple
and
too many
absolutely no
characters, yeah,
team
for how
coming from
little you
anyone because we
interact
are
with
the
them.
perfect trio.
If there was like 2 fewer team members, it would have it could have been more tight. You know.
Yep.
Oh god.
Team wipe.
What the fuck are the subtitles? The subtitles are just a little disconnected from what's being shown, I think, because they are actually part of the script, but it's like it doesn't include the in-game audio from when I pasted it in, I think. So they're a little desynced in a couple places.
So it's like it's just raw script.
Yeah, I think literally all I did was just copy paste the script in and then it auto timed it. Because 90% of the time it works. It's just I don't have script for the in-game moments, obviously, because we're just fucking around.
That's fine. Yeah. Oh.
Somebody just wanted to enjoy the...
We do have a joke in one of the Call of Duties about how even our in-game moments are also scripted.
How did you?
Entire, yeah, this entire stream is actually scripted right now.
Yeah.
You had to do it.
I will. Can you tell me my lines? I think I just lost them. No, wait.
Alright, hang on, let me
Yeah.
get inside.
Bet you wish you stayed
That's the
in
same
now,
COD video.
huh?
So that's also Modern Warfare 2. There's a lot of stuff happened in that Modern Warfare 2 video.
But
That was a good video,
Now,
the 2020 Modern Warfare
You blew it
video.
up.
No, I didn't.
I know you
It's
did.
also the only Modern
I
Warfare
have
video that doesn't
video
have Price
proof,
on the
but I did
thumbnail.
not touch it.
Price is on
watched
Modern
you get
Warfare, Modern
exploded by
Warfare
the
2,
words.
Modern Warfare 3,
When
Modern
we finally make it
Warfare,
back to the rest of
and
the
Modern
squad,
Warfare
June was
3,
happy that
but
we
not
made it to
Modern
his
Warfare 2.
birthday celebration that everybody went to instead of
I
ours.
put
We're gonna
Ghost
get
in a
Modern
stupid
Warfare
skull
4
mask.
at some
Sexual
point.
commentary with Kat,
Oh,
but
there's
Dr.
gonna be a
Halsey
Modern
raised the
Warfare
funding
4,
directly
probably
because we have
next
to go
year.
back to Oni's base from
Well, it
earlier
needs to be named
because
Modern
she
War
left her
4.
computer logged in and the
Modern
aliens are going to
War
find her new album
4.
and leak it early. Cat gets shot in the head.
They'll
but
probably
we're
put the
distracted
4
by
in the
subtitles
A
they're
on
playing,
Warfare.
despite the fact that the audio definitely isn't for those lines. It's okay though because Sky offers us his professional voice acting talent to fill it in. I'm seeing subtitles of things I'm not hearing.
Yeah, I don't want to die. Please, let me live.
Yeah, I'm not hearing that.
That bug is still in the game.
That's what
There's
I'm
just
asking.
I'm
subtitles
here.
for audio that doesn't
Okay.
exist.
Sky, we'd like to hire you for Halo Infinite.
So yeah.
There's an
We're
awful lot of
getting
cutscenes in
kicked
Halo
off.
Reach that are
First, we got
this
the
type of
thickest
thing
guy,
where it's
now we
like
have
a little bit of
the
3D in the
least
foreground
We're
and then
getting
just like a
sandwiched by the
2D
camera.
background.
Mm-mm.
They
Next
really
one we
heavily
go
did that.
is, I don't know,
It was
Carter
a
probably.
I say
decent trick.
We pick
for
up
the
a
time.
tank and make our way through the level, this time really
Yeah,
with no
it's a
problems
stylistic
whatsoever,
choice of, like,
until we make
looking
our way
at
inside the base where we're greeted to nothing.
Knowable destruction
Again,
kind of thing.
Nobody came to our backup
Yeah.
birthday party either. Despite the fact that we've used elevators before, everyone is
good
immediately
attempt.
suspicious when this
Or-
particular
or
elevator
execution.
arrives,
Name on my
but we
card.
decided to take it wherever anyways. It turns out the Halsey wanted to
Sadie.
ruin our fun directly and have us report to her to take her brand new, sure-to-be-a-hit single and upload it to the cloud
Video
for her
game
because
mate
she's
painting.
lazy. The aliens
You
catch
mean
whiff of
matte
our
painting.
plan and try to stop us, but we murder our way
That's
through
two
them to
Ts.
Halsey, where she reveals that it's not actually a
that's
song
close
she's
enough.
giving us, but artificial booty that we can use to fight the aliens, which we carry on our
Oh.
own booty because it's
You
so
know,
important.
artificial booty.
Artificial
Cut to
booty.
Carter half dead flying an Uber, so he lets us know his love for the room before we jump out of the back of the Uber. Sky manages to get the "if they came to hear me" bag jump on his second try, despite the fact that 343 removed this achievement from the game, so fuck you 343. We carpool our way through the level and I have some fun with physics.
What?
But,
What the?
They removed an achievement.
yeah, there was an achievement in Halo Reach called "If They Came to Hear Me Bag," which is assassinating that elite, but that's not in MCC.
No!
That's so dumb.
Wasn't it re-added?
Nope. It was a challenge for a little while, which is how you got the
We will win this
Mr.
race.
Chief helmet,
Carter
but then
sacrifices himself
it's
to
gone
destroy
again
a
now,
scarab
so it's
with the
not there
power
anymore.
of his thick booty,
Stupid.
and we fight our way through the rest of the level with absolutely no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, I do say that, no problems
This is
whatsoever.
completely unrelated to Cass,
haven't
but
seen it
I'm
happen
very
yet.
happy to say that
Like that? He did.
I have
He threw grenade at
a
you.
printer that I call Mr. Chief at work
Am I not
because
allowed
it's
to
the
read
117th printer
Nice.
Hell
of
yeah.
that model.
It's a lot of printers.
And for those who know, it is the 117th Prusa XL ever made.
God.
So of course, it's Mr. Chief.
Oh god. that was my bad.
Sadie's having a stroke.
Look out,
Stupid
Scott. We're
334
throwing grenades at those
make
guys.
the game with no jump achievement. No, we cannot. Never the happy
Guy, I
melee.
swear to God, you keep like strafing into my bullets as I'm finishing an enemy, so I took out your shields.
There was so
Yeah,
much
you
team
took out
killing
my
in this.
shields, and then I go to melee someone and I fucking
That's
die.
just Halo, man.
That
We meet up
never
with Captain
changed.
Keyes, the dead guy from Halo 1.
Yeah, that never
who
changed.
assures us that he's a big fan of our work and that the dead guys on our
I
team
mean, if you're not
remembered
team killing
the
in
power
Halo,
of
are you really
Cortana
playing it
booty.
right?
Keyes heads back to
No.
the ship with the booty, but not before Emil
Oh,
gets
sure, you're
stabbed
okay.
because
No.
everyone
No,
has
she's
to
not.
die, and we take his place to shoot a few dozen alien dropships out of the sky because we need to keep them away from the booty.
Oh yeah, fun fact
Jump
about
cut to the
June's
future,
death
where
there,
Cortana
or
and
not
crew
June,
find Halo,
Emil's death
which we're
there.
definitely going
He's
to
faking
use
it.
to upload our
You can
videos
find his
in the
corpse
future
and you
to
can
spite
shoot
the
it, and his
aliens.
shields work just fine.
Then
Same
we
with the
cut back
elite.
to the current time,
They're just faking it.
because we're included in everyone, and we have to.
They know what the script is.
Yeah.
They have the script. The script says they lose. So, yeah.
Is that the end? Do I have any jokes after that?
Game over.
Oh, I actually used that.
There.
Okay. Yeah, the Destiny 2 one. This one is where,
Recently, I
yeah, we're back to my normal voice. It's not lowered
played through
anymore.
Destiny 2's Red War campaign with some friends to keep ourselves sane. The following is a completely accurate summary of our
I
adventure.
could never get into
Trust
Destiny
me.
myself, man.
Oh, I couldn't either. This was me making fun of Destiny because I fucking hated this campaign. I had 500 hours in Destiny before I was like, wow, this sucks and I hate everything about this.
Took you that long?
Yeah, it's because I would always play with friends, and then one day I logged in solo, and it was like, wow, I don't like this at all.
The game begins
the
with an
same
opening
way that
shot
I
of the Death Egg and the
fell
Teen
out of love
Titans
with
Tower on the border of Mexico.
The Death
We're
Egg!
introduced to a corpse and the two idiots he has to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Apparently, the two idiots called Kate up to the tower to let him know something important, but Zavala didn't actually bother to
This
ask
is where I have
Ikora
to
what the
read an
important thing
entire
was until Kate
paragraph
showed up
without
so that she
breathing.
could relay the news, except that Kate
didn't
was
have
already
to do
aware
that.
of
You
things going
chose to do
awry,
that.
I know.
and
I don't
neither
know
of the
why
two
I
idiots
decided
bothered to check
that
any
this is
other
what I
information
needed
up
to
until
do.
that point, and nobody in the entire tower had set up any kind of
You
early warning
just
system or notification to tell them if
stop
the
saying
satellite went
things for a
offline
moment or
so that
two,
they'd know
breathe,
ahead of
and
time
then
that they
go
were being
again and cut
attacked.
out the breathe.
So they all get attacked
That's
by
what
a
I do
surprise
now.
force that nobody
Okay.
in the entire solar system spanning Guardian network saw coming, despite the fact that they obviously had to stop by the sun and fly
I
all
just
the
love
way to
how
Earth.
like
And
they
oh
just
my God,
trail
who wrote
massive
this?
amounts of smoke.
Zavala then proceeds to give
can't even see
conflicting
this
orders,
content
causing
anymore.
everyone to
It's not
scramble,
in the game.
and then several
Also, me complaining about that lore, they wrote a retcon in about 5 years later.
Oh,
They
yeah?
were like, oh yeah, people actually might give a shit about how the fuck that happened. Here's some lore about it. It's like, okay.
people
I don't
died
actually
because
remember
they
what the-
scrambled and couldn't
the
run
lore
his
is.
magic bubble fast enough, and Kate tries to shoot at an invading force of spaceships with a fucking magic revolver, as if that would actually leave a dent in anything, and then Ikora teleports him into Zavala's magic bubble and tells someone or everyone to hang on to something, I guess. And seriously, none of this makes any sense at all. Who thought this was a good opening sequence? We're then introduced to the space potato fleet,
it's
who have come to
cinematic.
steal the
It gets
death
the
egg
people
that we've
going.
been using to create magical
Sure.
idiots who pretend they know what they're doing. Cut to us, flying a ship we definitely don't own back to the tower. We try to order our food to be ready when we land, but none of the ramen restaurants are picking up, which is unusual.
everybody's-
despite the fact that we're
everybody's
a robot,
exit
we're hungry,
character.
so we speed up to get home and order something.
I
to go,
forgot
and
that
we
was
find
the
out that
running
entire
gag with this.
city
I'm a
is being
robot, but I
taken
want
over
to
by
have some
evil space
food, and then we
potatoes.
never get our food.
We murder our way through a couple of space potatoes with incredible ease. And
That's
meet up
a
with Cade, who
that's a
immediately
through
wastes his
gag.
super ability on
That
the
lasts
weakest
through at
rogue
least
in the
Witch Queen,
entire
I
space
think,
potato hierarchy.
or maybe even
Cade immediately
Lightfall.
abandons us to go on a date with the head space potato, and we're left to wander around in search of ramen on our own, which really sucks because Cade knows exactly where the best ramen shops in the city are. We meet up with Lord Shax, who lets us into his armory, but there's no ramen in the armory, so we keep moving. After murdering our way through a couple more space potatoes and come outside, we bear witness to the crown jewel of the evil space potato fleet. A large red ship that looks almost exactly identical to every other large red ship, except it's larger. We find out that these evil
Large?
space potatoes
Ooh.
are not
No
just
way.
regular evil space potatoes, but an elite unit of space potatoes.
Why aren't
known
I
as
dead inside?
sweet potatoes,
Yeah, no, I
hence the
definitely
red color.
honed in
The sweet
the
potato fleet are
monotone
invading the city because they
deadpan
want
a
to have
little
weird
later.
bondage sex with the death egg, but we're more preoccupied in finding
I
the
think
closest
after
ramen shop, so we
Battlefield
leave them be.
4's cast is when I
Apparently
really
using
started to
magic
dial
bubble
it
makes you
in.
look really sick or something, because we meet up with Zavala, but he looks like he smoked way too much and just sits on a piece of broken wall to guard it from
Yeah,
the
at some
sweet
point they
potatoes,
actually
even though
fix
there's
his
literally
model,
nothing there.
but not
We take pity on
here. It
Zavala
was
because
weird.
friends don't let friends get high and guard pointless rocks alone, and we protect the rock from a swarm of sweet potatoes dropping out of the sky until Ikora lets us know that we have to go
Battlefield
find
4
Davy
campaign
Jones
killed me,
because he's
yeah.
wandered off again, and at this point he's so senile that he's probably going to hurt himself if we don't find him soon. We meet up with Ikora,
I don't think
who
I ever
immediately
brought
goes
that
apeshit
joke
on the
back
sweet
about
potato
Zavala
ship,
being
leaving us
senile.
to
I should
resume our
have.
quest to find some dinner. Zavala wants something too, so he calls an Uber to take us to the nearest cheesecake
Completely
factory.
accurate summary of
because
completely
evil
accurate
sweet potatoes
summaries.
blew up the only
Yes,
good restaurant on the
right.
tower, just to further reiterate that
The
they're
corrections.
Amanda
The
is our
errata
Uber driver
video.
today, and she acts like an asshole to us, so we ask her to let us off at the nearest drop so we can give her a
I may have
one-star
been
review.
incorrect in a few
She
places.
exchanges veiled sexual commentary
There are a
with
couple
Amanda,
times.
more
dropping us off at the
wrongs.
larger evil sweet potato command ship
To
in the
double
freezing
down.
rain just to make our date that much more miserable for
Open
us.
one with the
Obviously, we
ukulele.
can't just jump off the ship down to the city
Oh,
because
God.
we're not Noble 6. So we begin our
Half
run
cast
to the top
sounds
of the
like
ship
a
and
Because we're
order
not
to
Noble
use it to fly
6.
to the Cheesecake Factory. On the way, our ghost gets a little too sexual by the things we're doing, but we try to ignore it. And
Yes,
keep moving
just
on.
like that.
After making our way to the top of the ship, we're rudely interrupted by a terrible Bane cosplayer.
I
who
love that
initiates
everybody
bondage
has
with
that
the
same
Death Egg.
doofy
And the
look in their
results are
uniform.
so graphic
their,
that our soul
armor.
literally nopes out of our
Yeah.
body and leaves us all
Guess I should-
alone. The Bane
Oh, this is,
cosplayer wants to play with our
auto-generated.
toy, but we don't like to share, so he kicks us off his ship.
He's Bane
because we're being a
cosplayer,
bad
that's
guest.
right.
Our ghost spots the
I think I
Cheesecake
still
Factory and
use
fucks
the,
off without us,
like,
leaving
shattered
us to scream
armor,
in hungry silence because we do not ever speak. Bane tries to
stuff.
introduce us to his foot fetish, but we're not.
Yeah, they,
interested
like,
because the
reintroduced
smell
it, and you
literally
could
sends us backwards,
make it
careening
into
off the side of the
an
ship
ornament
down
and
to the
everything.
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
We have a
used it
bad
before.
dream about weeping angels and evil
I always
triangles
use it.
before waking up 2 days later in the
I like
crater of
beating
the
the newest
Cheesecake
stuff in the
Factory that we
cracked
accidentally
armor from
destroyed
the
on
Red
impact.
Ward. Point.
We're really starving now and can barely walk. but
Shouldn't
we
you
meet up with
upgrade
our
that?
ghost, who at
I don't
least
need
also
to.
never got his chance to
Perfect.
beat because we destroyed the place before his order was finished. 4 days later, we still haven't found anything to eat, and we're so desperate for food that we try to chase down a hawk on foot because it's been 6 days since we last ate, and we're not exactly thinking clearly. We kill a bunch of evil potato dogs, but we can't eat any of them because we don't eat dogs, so we continue after the hawk. 7 more days later, we're still chasing that
it's been
goddamn
6
hawk
days.
because
We're
it's now been
starving. We're not
13
going to eat
days since our
dogs. That
last
would be
meal, and Our
bad.
stomach sounds like a jet engine.
Yeah.
And we swear that stupid fucker is just taunting us at this point, but we have to keep on going. We see a glimpse of the
subtitles
death egg in
censor the
bondage,
word
but we're still
fucker.
creeped out by that thought, and we turn
Yeah,
our heads and
censor
chase down that
the
stupid bird.
majority
we
of
accidentally
curses.
jump off a cliff and hit our head. We're woken up by a makeup vlogger and find out that she and a few of the other vloggers are heading to an Applebee's, and we were initially hesitant to go with them because even though it's been 13 days
Applebee's.
since our last meal, we have standards. The bird flies to her arm, and we instantly hatch a plan to murder it on our trip to the Applebee's.
I'm gonna
and
be
let it
laughing
eat
at some of
raw
my
on
old
the way.
jokes because I don't
A
remember
cutscene
them, and
plays
that
where
was
it's revealed that
that
Bane
was pretty
committed
funny.
the ultimate sexual sin.
That's a good one.
He proposed to the death
Almost
egg
like you make
mid-sex,
these
and now
things
the
your
death egg won't
humor.
talk to him because
I do,
it's
yeah.
super
Like
embarrassing
if
and
they make me laugh,
pep talk
then
from
we're
a disfigured
good.
pug that tells him to double down on his decision. And that
This is
he
just
should
QA
wait it out and
testing.
hope that the death egg
But
comes
it's
around
it's
to
like
his
it's been
proposal.
13
We
days
find out
since
that
we've
Davy
eaten.
Jones is being held
But it's
captive by the head potato and forced
Applebee's.
to watch his awful display of cringe. With a
That's
successfully
valid.
eaten bird under our
Dude,
belt,
I've
we
been
have
to
to
an
pop ourselves
Applebee's
full
that
of
had
I mean magic,
Jello
so we can once
shots.
again fight the
Like
evil
$1
spirits
Jello
because They
shots.
won't stop until the only
In
chain
Austin.
restaurant left is Applebee's, and we'll be forced
Or
to
no,
eat there
Dallas.
for
It
all
was in
eternity.
Dallas.
We fight our way through a few
I just
hordes
don't
of purple
understand the
people eaters who are
hate
no match for
against
us, because we're not
Applebee's, and
actually
I think it's
people,
because the
and pump
ones
ourselves full of
near me
drug
are
and light so
actually
we can
good.
fight again. After getting
Yeah,
high,
I've
we
never
find out
had-
that the helpful makeup blogger
the
may have
one- the
assaulted her
Applebee's that
bird
I've
at
been
some
to
point,
is like
possibly sexually.
they're not
Well, we're
what
helping
I
her
would
set up
consider
a radio
bad,
beacon that will help
but they're
advertise her
not
channel and grow
what
her
I would
subscribers.
consider
We
some
make our
place
way
I would
through the
want to
cave system
visit.
with absolutely no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, the ones in my area make good drinks and good burgers.
Nest, haven't you?
Guardian, down. I made it. Shooted.
Forgot that Austin's username used to be Beardy Crayon Consumer
Makeup
because he
blogger
was a
gets upset
Titan.
with us when we say that we won't be subscribing to her channel, and to avoid her bitching at us, we literally move to another planet to get away from her. We're forced to watch another cutscene with the Bane cosplayer and Davy Jones, but these cutscenes are literally so boring that none of us were paying any attention, so we're just gonna skip past this one. Unfortunately, Zavala survived the attack. from the
I've
sweet
only done
potatoes
that
and is able to
joke,
hold up on Titan,
like
land
one
of
other
Jello
time I
water,
think in a
home to the
cast where I
flood,
just
I mean
straight
the
up
hive.
don't
Zavala lets us know that
summarize
now that
part of
we're
the plot
here,
because
we
it doesn't
shouldn't have come.
matter.
Despite the
I
fact
think that
that
was
this
for
took us
the
several
Halo
minutes
TV
to
show.
get
I
the
think that
Titan
was the
to
only
tuck
time I did
us
that.
away
Yeah.
At any point during that time. But what else would we expect from an incompetent idiot with a magic bubble? We make
No
our way
Master
through Titan
Chief,
with
why
no
even
trouble, and
watch?
literally nothing important happens besides something about a giant sun-eating Applebee's machine that the evil potato scientists probably
sun-eating
built because they were
Applebee's
too
machine.
preoccupied with whether or not they could that they never stopped to think about whether or not they should. And we have to listen to a boring rallying speech by Zavala that none of us were really paying attention to at this point because all Zavala does is give rallying speeches, and it's just background noise to us at this point. Our
It is a
ghost
recurring
lets us know
gag that
Cade started
Zavala
the
is
live
my
stream
least
from
favorite
Nessus, and we
NPC
need him
because
to help take down
they
the Applebee's
absolutely
monopoly, so we head out to
wasted
retreat. Cade
Lance
lets us know
Reddick
that
as
he's too
Zavala.
busy playing
Like,
Portal to
he's
help
got
us,
such a
and that
cool
he's
voice and
currently
he's such a cool
streaming to
guy,
our
but
viewers with
Zavala
Ninja.
sucks.
So we hunt down the
Zavala's
power
the
cord to
worst.
unplug his PC, so he'll be forced to
Only
help
in like
us. After
one
unplugging his PC,
season
Cade
did
lets us know where
Zavala
to
have
find Ikora
emotional
so we can go
range.
scoop her up too and force her to help us on our quest to
Also, the only
eliminate
time
Applebee's
Zavala ever
once and
actually
for all.
does anything to
We meet
progress
up
the
with
plot
Ikora, but she
is
starts
in
going on and on about boring
Final
stuff we
Shape,
don't care about, so
and
we didn't really
the
pay
plot
attention to
is
this, so let's just skip
Zavala
past
wants
this
to go
part.
progress the
We
plot.
make our way
We
to
need to
Sweet
stop
Potato
him from
Base
doing
on Io
that.
to see what they
It's
were
like,
doing, and we
why?
found out that they were attacked by
The only thing
squirrel
Zavala
creatures.
ever does is
finally-
want to stop the
So we
plot from
decided to find a war
progressing.
mine,
We should
a
help him
machine
progress
that's
the
part of a
plot now.
interplanetary defense network, and use it to
He's
Google a
finally
question
doing
about
it.
the evil space potato
He's
science
doing
of the
it.
Applebee's machine.
He's doing it!
We're forced
I'm
to
doing
watch
it, I'm
another
doing it,
boring
I'm doing
cutscene
it,
between
wow.
The Bane cosplayer and Davy Jones, except this is the one with the single best line in the
Yeah, I
entire
called
campaign, so
the
it's not so
speaker
bad.
Davy Jones because it's the same guy who plays Davy Jones in the movies, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Sacrifice.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that guy's existence.
Sacrifice leads
Almost.
to death.
Yeah. Kind of wish I had.
So, feel free to kill yourself.
That's such a good line. Like of
We also
everything
have
that
some
sucks
fun
in this,
thinking about the
that is
proportions
actually
of
just a
Bane
really good line.
cosplayer because of how he described his size. I like the idea that because he's a runt, he's probably just like one giant fat head, and then his entire body fits into his chest. The rest of it's just like animatronics.
Yeah.
This goes on for another 2 minutes, so we stop paying attention.
And that was like
and
pre-Friday,
let's just skip past this part.
5
Cut
Nights at
to
Freddy's,
the
wasn't
Three
it?
Stooges hatching their
Oh,
master
yeah.
plan to release the Death Egg from its
Um,
cringy bondage sex and blow up the Sun Eater. Except Ikora
I don't know.
specifically
I don't
mentions
remember.
that blowing up the Sun Eater might cause
So
a
when are we getting the
supernova from our
Five Nights
sun,
at Freddy's
and that
cast?
everyone forgets about that 10 seconds
knows?
later and sends us to blow it up.
Ah,
so
yes,
they can
the
release Death Egg.
3-minute
We're
video.
sent to steal a Sweet Potatoes ride so that we can
Not
fly
unless
to
I
the
decide
Sun Eater
to
without getting shot down
get all the
immediately.
lore.
Even though stealing someone's ship in broad
No,
daylight
no,
after
it's a
murdering them in
10-second
front of an
video
army would
of just
definitely raise
jump
some kind of
scare,
alarm to the rest of the fleet.
scream,
Unless the Sweet
done.
Potatoes also have no warning system to tell
You
the
know,
fleet that
when I
someone's coming
played
to
Alien
attack them.
Isolation, I used my face cam
No.
because I
Austin
thought,
tries
oh,
to
we're
steal
playing
credit for being
a
mean,
scary
so Chungus
game.
tells him to eat ass. We
I
make our
should
way to
put a
the
face
evil
cam so
Sweet
he can
Potato
see me
guy
get
to murder
scared.
him for
And then
his
I
ship
proceeded
with
to not
absolutely
get
no
scared,
problems whatsoever.
except for 2 times, one of which was because of a bug, and the other time I scared myself.
Oh fuck!
I was the most scared of
Yes,
everyone
Anthony
during
was
that.
shitting himself on the Alien Isolation stream.
Did you smash
I wasn't
against
even
the wall?
playing,
Just
man.
you against the door? Yeah.
At one point, I was just like, Anthony, are you okay, man? You're like, like
I
nothing's
was
going
trying
on.
to make while on my phone, no.
It's fucking great.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
the
next time you do a
okay.
horror game, let me know. 'Cause
Can you res me?
It will include you.
Rip.
Yeah.
I don't stream on Wednesdays anymore, so I'm
After
free.
killing the evil sweet potato guy in just about 16 seconds, we head out to steal his ship. Except the key codes we got specifically specifically for
Yeah, this
her
is
ship,
why
don't
Destiny
immediately
bosses
open it
now
when we
have
can't go back for his
invulnerability
car key
phases,
I
because then you do
may
stuff
have
like this.
vaporized him in the boss fight, so we have to fight a few hordes of sweet potatoes before we can leave.
And then he's
We
dead.
arrive at the Sunnier Applebee's machine and make it through the level with absolutely no problems whatsoever.
Oh yeah, because the plot of this campaign just we don't.
I just got thrown off.
Where we stop this machine, but we don't destroy it.
Oh, I'm gonna
So then,
die
like,
too.
also 5 years later, they finally have a mission of us like
All right, later.
getting rid of it.
How did you die?
I don't know.
Finally doing the cleanup duty that you were supposed to do forever
Hey, look!
ago.
You ever played Sonic 2?
When you put off the
Lying,
chores
though.
for 3
Travis,
years.
you ever play Sonic 2?
No.
Oh, okay,
I died
this,
again.
This looks like the bonus stage from Sonic 2.
It's gonna put me back at the bottom.
going.
Oh.
Oh man, I
Jesus
missed the
Christ.
old 2D Sonics.
All right, don't kill me this time. I'm just gonna walk in. Okay, I didn't die this time.
Save 14, crush my
We blow up the
skull.
Sunnier Applebee's machine and get to watch a cutscene of Ikora doing something that literally no one else in the entire game can do, so obviously she's cheating. And despite the fact that
Oh, that's where the Ikora is
is killed by a
cheating.
chicken,
So that's a
Zavala
running
can't
gag
handle
as well.
one
Of
single guy
Ikora
on his own and
cheats
almost dies because
just
he's an idiot.
constantly.
What makes that?
Kill him! No! Then we're forced to watch another cutscene starring nobody's favorite character, Bane cosplayer, who gets bitched out by his disfigured puppet because he's wasting
We
his
really
time
want
watching
Zavala to
Davy
die a
Jones run
lot.
one single
Which
That guy
is
really
sort of
needed to get
unfortunate in
an upper lip.
hindsight.
slaughtering
What?
thousands of his men
That guy
because he's
needs
too
an upper lip.
preoccupied with trying
Yeah.
to get the Death Egg to marry him and... hang on.
Then again, he might have a
So
cleft
many
palate,
random
and then
references in the
now I
scene.
feel
I'm
bad.
just going to try to explain how stupid this is in actual game terms to keep this straight. Gaul is so busy talking with the speaker that we've been running around the entire solar system, slaughtering his forces by the thousands, and the Cabal have full control over the Traveler to steal its light for themselves. But Gaul is so obsessed with getting the Traveler to choose him to get the light that he literally doesn't just use the power of the cage that they've built around the Traveler to harness it. And then we find out that the speaker has been speaking for the Traveler and not to the Traveler, and that he's totally just some weirdo cultist that's been leading everyone on for the last few hundred years. And to try to get Gaul to focus on the task at hand, the console kills the speaker, so Gaul kills the console while letting him know that he's going to do literally exactly what the console was trying to get him to do. Oh my god! Who the fuck wrote this?
Also
We make our
realizing
way
Gaul
through the city
looks
and fight
exactly like a
Gaul, who we
grunt
literally
from
kill
Halo.
so fast that he doesn't even get to go through all of his
Big
different
grunt.
phases.
Suck methane too.
Then Gaul's corpse evolves from a metapod into a
Probably
Butterfree,
true.
and the Traveler is so fucking fed up with him that he just fucking explodes to get rid of him.
And then they did nothing with the Traveler exploding for like 5 years.
Game over.
What?
Yeah, a lot of the plots in Destiny, they took forever to like bring back. So the whole Red War thing and the consequences of Red War aren't talked about until like right before Lightfall, I think. It took
Yep.
them a while.
Bruh.
Okay,
Bruh.
what's a good next one? I think the Battlefield 4 one's good to do.
Recently, I finally played through Battlefield 4 with the help of some friends
Yeah,
to keep
now I'm
me
bringing my
sane.
voice down again.
The following is a completely accurate summary of the campaign.
I think he just
Trust
had like a
me,
low
if
pass
you
filter
enjoy
on
video,
some of
don't
it.
forget to like and
Every
Uh,
time you say the following,
game
my
be-
brain auto completes it to the following is a fan base parody. Like, oh god.
The other thing that was really funny about Battlefield 4 was in Battlefield 3, we would always sing Turn Around Bright Eyes, or whatever the actual, or Total Eclipse of the Heart. Like we would sing that whenever somebody would leave us at spawn and just drive off in a vehicle. And then the opening of Battlefield 4 plays that song on the radio, and we were like, holy shit, they were listening to us. DICE has microphones in our apartment. Like,
Begins in an overturned car underwater because even 2 seconds into the game, a
Nice, has
U.S.
a
Marine
microphone
can't
in
be
my
trusted
ass.
behind the wheel. The squad's leader, Dunn, is done for because he's pinned under the seat of the car and the car is filling up with water, so he hands us a revolver to shoot him with. The game doesn't let us shoot him with it, so we do the next best thing. Drown everyone. That's the end of the game. Yeah, I wish. 13 minutes earlier, we're off to a great start as Wrecker struggles with the concept of doors by attempting to push it open. Wrecker mutters his first and only word throughout the entire rest of the game.
That's it. He whispers fuck.
Then I remember that the game is forced to play at 70 FOV, and I get motion sick at a field of view that low, so I force
this
the
is
game
the
beyond
first-
its
the
intended
first
field of
instance
view
of
by
me
injecting
fucking with
Wrecker's
the game's
eyeballs with
FOV.
drugs. Wrecker runs through a
Yeah.
hallway and comes across a door.
I do this a
but
lot
luckily he's
later
more evolved
in
than
other
Blackburn
games.
ever was
Oh.
and opens it and any future doors with no issue. We meet back up with Waka Waka Waka, who says a familiar line.
Damn it, Wrecker. I almost shot you in the face.
Because I guess the writers from Battlefield 3 thought it was such a
I had to name him Waka 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 instead of Waka Waka because I wanted to make sure people knew it was a Pac-Man joke and not a Fozzie Bear joke.
design, they wanted to bring it back a second time. Law and Order SVU sound effect catches back up to us, and Waka 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 fills him in on what was going on before the game began, and SVU calls the CEO of PETA to meet back up with us. Somehow Ingrid Newkirk climbs up a 2-story building in inhuman time, and we play a point-and-click game with questionable hit registration, probably
named
stemming
Irish
from the fact that I forcibly
Ingrid
changed the
Newkirk
FOV,
literally
I'm gonna
just
blame the
because he
game
shoots a
anyways.
dog.
After being chased away
and
by
that's
some
it.
Chinese soldiers who look suspiciously not Chinese and also shout in Russian despite the fact that they've got Chinese flags on their uniforms,
Yeah, for some reason Battlefield 4 got really lazy with its campaign, so all the
we hump
Chinese
an ammo crate
soldiers
to bring
are
it to
just
climax, so it gives us
retextured
sweet
Russian
ammo
soldiers
juices, and
with
we blow
Russian
open a
voice
wall to
lines.
create a door. So maybe Wrecker
Ooh,
has
hell
less
yeah.
of a grasp on how doors work than I initially thought. We run across a field and take an elevator that we fall out of because we're attacked by some locals who seem way more threatening than they actually are, and get blinded by some lens flares.
Oh my god.
And
Please
you need
nerf
to
the
blend-
lens
blend
flare.
those lens on.
I instinctually put my hand up because of lens flare.
Also,
We
I
leisurely walk
love
our way
whenever
to the
games make
extraction
it to where
chopper, but
like
surprise, surprise, the
human
attack
eyes
helicopter
have
literally
lens
10
flare.
seconds ago shows up and
It's
shoots
really
the extraction
cool.
down,
I'm
and
glad
slide
that we
down
all
the
have an
collapsing building before
astigmatism.
falling 5 stories.
Yeah,
and getting
love
crushed under a
loves to
rock,
be
but
reminded
that's okay
of my
because we're wearing plot
astigmatism.
armor and
That's
can't be
great.
killed. SVU is fine too.
Or
we
like
just had to lightly
water
blast him.
droplets on the screen.
Use the power of the force to cut his
Well,
leg
the
off.
water
I phased
droplets
through
on the
door of
screen I'm
car
like
and tried to
more
outdrive a
okay with
helicopter no
than
problems
the
whatsoever.
astigmatism, right? Because like you could be wearing
We're
goggles,
forced
right?
back onto
Like,
the road, and Ingrid
benefit of
tries
the
to take
doubt,
control of the
military
wheel from me,
folks
so I
probably
almost
should
fall
be
out of the
wearing
car,
goggles
and
in a
we crash
combat zone.
because
It's
we
good for
already
your
knew this
eyes,
was going
right?
to
It
happen.
protects them from
Also,
being
this took
like
20
having
minutes,
shit
not 13.
in them. But like,
We're thrown into the beginning of Bioshock, and unfortunately my plan to kill everyone
Why-
failed, so
why do
Ingrid
you have
and
lens
Waka Waka
flare?
Waka survived. George W. Bush lets us know that the bad guy has convinced everyone that we killed the Joker, and then promotes Wrecker to squad leader despite the fact that he doesn't speak and would make an absolutely awful leader. Cut to Ingrid driving in downtown China, where he almost runs over a woman and her kid, because we already knew that US Marines couldn't be trusted behind the wheel. And then we just watched some paranormal shit happening.
This is a scripted sequence, by the way.
Before
So
Ingrid
like
somehow
that
launches
happens
the car
every single
completely
time.
sideways in an alley.
The
we
one
run our
that
way
you
to a
drive through.
skyscraper and take another elevator up to a cocktail party we weren't
You
invited
could
to,
download the
so
game and play it
guests
right
try to
now, and
murder
that would
us.
happen.
After taking revenge on the party guests for not inviting us with no problems whatsoever,
No, I can't leave.
Oh, what? The building is
They didn't bother
Heck out the
all the
aircraft
rest of the
before.
we
building.
break
They're
into
like,
a
no one's gonna
hallway
see
and meet
that.
back
It's
up with
fine.
Alec Baldwin from Battlefield 3, who is just as much of a dick as he was in that game. We murder Thatcher and steal a helicopter, except Alec Baldwin won't let us fly with him because he's seen our track record for vehicles to getting into crashes ratio so far and won't risk it. So we murder Thatcher again and make our way back downstairs to the elevator. We murder our way through some more people enjoying an evening in the park and assert our
Somebody had
dominance over a
commented
tank,
that
just
they
like in
thought that
Battlefield
joke was
3.
about
Some more
murdering Margaret
paranormal
Thatcher
activity
and not
happens.
Thatcher from Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
not wrong.
Guys, this place is haunted. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Quite a few
We find our way
times
to
in
a
this.
boat where more paranormal activity
Oh,
happens.
really? Oh, really, Will?
On a boat, the Chinese unleash the power of base boosting.
How'd you know?
Please tell me it gets shorter and shorter every time.
I think that was the last one,
Yep,
actually.
Oh.
A cutscene plays where a
Good,
doctor
rule
asks
3.
George Bush for more hands, but he won't
I
let
would
her
love
have
for you
more
to
because
say,
that's
I
really
think that's
creepy.
the last
Wrecker wakes
one,
up from a
right
bad
before
dream about
it
people
goes
watching his
into
TV
another
as
one. As soon as it
his
does it
friend before
again.
running through the ship and getting blinded as we step outside.
I would have been like, God damn
We
it,
meet a bunch of
Will!
clones and make our way back to Waka 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 and Ingrid, who is taking a shit on the back of a truck in full view of a child. So he bribes her with an apple so she won't tell George
That
Bush.
apple is
An alarm
fucking
goes off
massive.
and we rush back outside to see what's happening, but we can't tell over the blinding light of
Damn
the sun.
GMO
George Bush
plants.
tells us that he's disappointed that we let Ingrid take a dump on a truck, so he sends us to board the
grows?
Titan and steal everyone's eyeballs for the doctor.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, we find out that Alec
Sorry.
Baldwin is our new squad leader, and we get ribbed for our pleasure to get on board the Titan. After making our way inside,
Ribbed
we drop
for
into
our
some water
pleasure
and
is
struggle
such
to
a
make it
good
through
joke.
this section because it's completely bugged.
Uh-oh, it's happening. So this is a bug with the every version of the game because
Please. Okay. Please. Oh my god, thank god.
Your
We meet up with a
frame
couple of sailors who
rate,
are
you
trapped
cannot
under the
swim
floor, and
through
Alec
that
Baldwin
section.
tells us to leave them to die so it'll be easier to harvest their eyeballs. But Ingrid wants to keep them alive to ensure maximum suffering.
But it
and
also
tries to get
happens on
them out.
PS4.
We steal the Navy's porn stash and fight our way through the evil lens flares before the ship splits in half and we're crushed underneath a falling plane. After making it to the end of the ship and jumping into the water, we rev our way back to the ship where we crash because a US Marine can't be trusted behind any kind of wheel even if it's not on land. We start making our way back to George Bush with no problems whatsoever.
Oh, come on!
This is also
Yeah,
begins
your own
the running gag of me never aiming down sights.
That guy died for no reason. That first guy got shot, but the second guy died for no reason.
Meet up with Miley Cyrus on the way. Alec Baldwin needs a hand moving a piece of junk out of the way, but he gets shot and dies, and no one is sad for him because he was an absolute piece of shit this entire time.
I love how you keep calling him
George Bush
Alec
emerges
Baldwin.
from his bathroom
It's
break
starting to
find that everyone else
gaslight
on the
me
ship
into
is
thinking
dead,
it's
so he
actually
sends us off
fucking
with
Alec
Miley to
Baldwin.
take revenge on the people who violated his safe time to take advantage of it. We invade our way into the city with
getting
no
fucking
problems and steal a
gaslit by
tank
your
which we
video,
abandon in
Will.
a parking garage
What do you mean
for an
it is?
RV and struggle our way through another section. After finally making it to the end of the section, we listen to everyone
Is it
bitch at
not?
each other before running out in a
It was
typhoon
not.
and
I've never
getting
played
pinned
this
behind
game.
a car with absolutely no negative consequences whatsoever because we're still wearing plot
I
armor.
don't think it
We
is.
get inside to avoid the storm and try our best
I
to
don't
stay
know
away from
anymore
the
'cause
squad
I'm getting
bitching at each
gaslit.
other,
It
but
could
they
be.
catch up and we have to fight our way through an airport
But it
because
is.
we're terrorists.
Remember, no Russian.
No Russian.
After killing Thatcher, we murder our way through the hangar and die a few times, but also some really weird things start happening.
No.
What?
Wait, can I get in these? Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to do this.
I'm in a fucking...
I'm speechless because I have no idea what's going on.
What? I just got run over by a plane! What the fuck is going on?
Why are you upset about being run over by a plane?
I got it.
You did that.
Oh god.
Miley Cyrus gets in the driver's seat of a buggy and we immediately crash because women can't be trusted behind the wheel.
Yeah, well, I use that joke. I
dies and
use that
Miley
joke in
Cyrus
3 different
betrays us,
videos
so one
then.
of the engineers
Because it's
helps us
also
get
in
off
the
target.
Terminator
We
video.
wake up in not the gulag and get
Yep.
tortured for a while before waking up again in a cell with Dima from Battlefield 3.
Pre-COVID,
except he looks completely
Will is
different.
interesting.
He immediately breaks us out of jail and murders Thatcher, and we
And
stealth
very
our way through the
racist.
section somehow and break
Yep.
everyone else out of jail.
Very
too.
racist.
We meet back up
It's
with
okay.
Ingrid.
I
and
did
murder
know
our way
about the
through prison
racism.
guards
I
to
just
get to an
didn't know about
elevator,
the
so I pull a
sex.
Talking
lever.
about racism.
Well,
After murdering our way through more waves of
You don't-
prison
you don't
guards
have to
and
hide it
witnessing more
anymore, Will.
paranormal activity,
It's
Not
okay, Will.
racist.
You repented.
What the
It's okay.
fuck was that?
yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
Is it that door?
We believe in redemption here.
It only happens.
Oh, it's that door.
It's... Oh my
His
god,
body
what
is falling
the
apart.
fuck?
You guys said his body is falling
You have an
apart. so maybe he
epileptic
went to-
seizure.
Oh, it's
Oh,
actually
wait, it's
making.
not the
Oh
door,
no!
it's
It's
switching to the
actually
Rex.
triggering my epilepsy.
Sorry.
Oh.
Maybe if you look away
What the
for a
fuck?
moment.
Like,
Ah!
We
I'm
break
closing
our way
my
out,
eyes.
and
Let me
Miley
know when
Young
it's
betrays
done.
us,
You're
and the
safe.
squad bitches at each other some more
Okay.
before we finally go outside. So
It's
I
one
just
more
noticed this
flesh.
while editing, but the gun goes off while it's still pointed at Irish and doesn't
Wait,
actually
that
hit
guy
the
looks
other
like one of
guy, he just
those.
dies on his own.
The one of those
We
TikTokers.
make our way
I
across
forget
the
his
mountain
name.
with absolutely no problems whatsoever and steal a
That
gondola.
doesn't narrow it down.
It'll be fine.
But immediately
Specifically,
get shot
one
down
of the
because even though it doesn't have a
TikTokers
wheel,
that
it still
makes
counts as a
TikToks
vehicle,
for
so we
being
can't be
Asian.
trusted with it.
Not
Also,
Stephen
Dima
He, but the
died.
other guy.
Cut to 2 days later where we've stolen a truck. Miley Cyrus guilt trips Ingrid about her family and they instantly become best friends. We park in a
Family?
no park zone and get dragged out of our car because they're unhappy that we thought we could skirt the rules. Doc Ock fills us in on our mission and we make our way through a heavily fortified town with no issues whatsoever.
She's entirely
After meeting
Doc
up with
Ock because her
Commander
name is
Karen, we're
Melina
trapped
and
in a
Doc
room
Ock
with
is
her.
played
Like
by
this
Alan
wall.
Rickman.
True regrets with no issues whatsoever.
And have to listen to her bitch at us for a few minutes before we can leave. We steal a truck and abandon it an hour later and we'll never see it again. After murdering Thatcher, we make our way to the dam where we take an elevator inside. We plant a mute jammer inside just to fuck with Thatcher and then murder him when we catch up to him outside. We run across the dam and Wrecker forgets how to use a ladder, so we place an invisible mute jammer and then run across the dam again, and this time Wrecker remembers how a ladder works. Since we're not welcome on the dam, we decide to destroy the entire thing because if we can't have it, no one can, and everyone goes flying and that's the end of the game. Just kidding, everyone survives this with absolutely no repercussions. Karen descends from the heavens and insults us for leaving a car.
What?
So she Metal Gear Solid 5's us and we're flown back to George Bush. We sit and wait way
Oh, yeah, they make a
past
joke
the
in
drop
Battlefield
zone.
4 about his name is Irish, related to something about flying, but I don't know what.
But luckily everything waited for us instead of, I don't know, the game just forcing us to go forwards to preserve a sense of narrative. We're dropped on the ship and fight our way through a bunch of people before getting jump scared by Thatcher.
Ah! What the fuck? What the fuck?
Surprise Thatcher.
After running through some hallways, we open a door and Waka 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 is alive because he respawned, and the writers must have thought that this line was so good that they used it a second time in this game. We murder Thatcher and meet back up with George Bush, and the Joker convinces everyone not to shoot everyone, and Thatcher knocks us to the ground.
Wait a minute, Thatcher's using a laser sight.
Don't worry about it.
He's betrayed everything he stands for.
We get ribbed for our pleasure again, and Waka 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 leaves us to go die on our own, and we drive to a ship to vandalize the sides with a fridge magnet as a prank. We zipline to the underside of a bridge, and the fridge magnet malfunctions, so we have to choose who dies. So we choose bros before hoes and sacrifice Miley Cyrus.
This is canon, by the way, because of
Game
Battlefield
over.
2042. Because Irish is alive in 2042.
Here's my real thoughts on Battlefield 4. Fuck this game, it sucks.
You ever open up a fortune cookie?
The very
and have
first real thoughts.
The old in bed.
No.
What? You've never heard of that?
The hell is that?
Oh, come on. You know, like, you open up a fortune cookie and it says, tomorrow you will be reborn in bed.
What's the in bed shit about?
Oh, come on, man. You get it. You know, like you were gonna have a eye-opening experience that'll change your life in bed.
Already had that.
What? No, you gotta add the in bed. It's comedy, man. It's humor. It lightens the mood.
Dude, I had a threesome in bed.
You've had a threesome?
In bed.
What? Where else would you have a threesome?
I don't know.
Stagecoach? What are you talking about? Of course it's gonna be in bed.
Maybe in a car.
Could you fit? Maybe in your caddy you could fit 3 people in a car, because that's the only car that I know that you could have a threesome in.
The only thing I want my fortune cookie to say is, you will be going home tomorrow in one piece.
In bed.
In bed.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work, Irish. You gotta, no.
You said it's my fortune. I can say what the fuck I want to, I haven't said what I wanted to say, Pac.
It would never say that. A fortune cookie would never say that.
How do you know? Did you make fortune cookies now?
I know that they would never say. It's ridiculous.
Oh, so you're the authority on fortune
That dialogue
cookies.
is actually kind of great.
Fortune cookies
Oh, it's
work in
great.
bed.
It's the best.
They're not gonna say you're gonna be home safe in bed. That doesn't make any sense. The in-bed thing always works with legit fortune cookies.
My fortune says Pac will shut the fuck up in the fucking bed.
Like, that dialogue just proves that, like, DICE could have made another Bad Company game, but then they never did.
This is very Willie Also core to watch Willie Also videos on a live stream.
Recently, I played through Halo Combat Evolved with the help of a friend, and we both went insane
This
during the
could not
second half.
sound more
The following is
uninterested
a
in your
completely
own
accurate summary of the
gameplay.
campaign.
Well, this
Trust me.
was with Halo Combat Evolved. I was like, all right, I talked really fast in the Battlefield 4 one. I'm gonna slow it down. So this cast is really weirdly out of place now because it's like normal speed and it feels excruciatingly slow.
The game
Even though it's
begins
8
where Halo
minutes.
Reach left off, with the Australian space squad approaching a mysterious
Oh
space
god, why are
ring.
you talking so
The
slow?
aliens don't want the ass on the ring, so they send
Hey,
supporting
Give me a
drones
favor,
on a
could you
picnic
just set
aboard
the
Pillar
video
of
to be
Autumn as a distraction.
1.25
But everyone's
No.
still a little
Yeah,
pissed off at
1.5
the
is
British
Do it,
Alliance
do
reports
it,
about
come on.
Planet Australia.
Come on,
So
just
Captain
watch it in
Exposition
1.5
wakes up
speed.
from our nap
I'll be better.
early.
Yeah.
Dustin Echoes, John's imaginary friend, shows up next to him, and it turns out that when you're playing co-op,
No,
the host is actually the
1.25.
fake Master Chief, so
2.5,
I'm the
yeah.
hallucination
2.5,
from waking up
2.5.
early out of stasis. After our tour guide explodes, we're left to wander about the ship.
Yeah,
on
that
our
sounds
own
like
until
normal
we reach the
Willie
bridge.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Captain
that sounds
Exposition
like
lets us know
normal.
that we have to join in for the fight of our lives because he's going to immediately
It's still-
crash the
it's a
ship.
little
He
fast.
hands us a pistol that he doesn't keep loaded for
Well,
Yeah, it's a little fast,
reasons.
but
It's just a prop to intimidate the British crew.
For 1.2,
Yeah, there was
a
a
slider.
blind
There was a
jumper,
slider.
and
he's like, I don't
know how to do
that.
I'm
Yes,
really a
there is.
pacifist.
Then we make our way off the ship by murdering every single alien between us and the escape pod because our brain damage has thrown us into a homicidal rage. A Marine just now notices that the ship that's been fired at for the past 10 minutes has taken some damage, and it careens past us as we get closer to the ring. Our pilot wasn't certified to crash land in
It's
an
like,
escape
dude, what
pod,
do you
so
think
everyone
we've been
inside is
doing?
killed when we slam into the ground because we don't take a seat and just ping-ponged around the inside
Anthony,
of the
was
cabin.
that
We
you?
stroll through some
That was really
local
good.
fields
You
and
should be in
assist
Halo
some
Combat
Marines until
Evolved.
Bowhammer drops us a Puma that we drive into a joke that literally every Halo YouTuber
Sounds
ever has
normal.
made,
Hell
so I'll
yeah.
just skip right past that. After assisting several more groups of Marines and killing anything that stands in our way,
The
our Uber
speedrun
picks us
strat
up
best
so that we
levels
can
to
go
kill
rescue
all the
Captain
Marines
Exposition,
so
who got
that
himself
the
captured
dropship
because he
doesn't
gave
have
us
to
his
come
only
in.
weapon back on the
So
pillar
that's
of
what we
Autumn.
did.
We sneak our way
We
loudly
just
through a
murdered
few
them
waves
all.
of aliens before coming across a
Oh my
space line. I mean elevator. So we ask the aliens
I love
nicely
the
to borrow it
I
for a
love the
moment.
balancing there.
Just kidding, we murdered
Well, that
him.
one was, yeah, we
Position who got
sneak our
himself
way
captured because he
loudly.
gave us his only weapon back
Yeah.
on the pillar of Autumn. We sneak our way loudly through a few waves of aliens before coming across a space ladder. I mean elevator. So we ask the aliens nicely to borrow it for a moment. Just kidding, we murdered him. After inviting along some cannon fodder, I mean friends, we take the elevator and then spend the next 20 minutes dying our way through copy-pasted hallways so that we can rescue Captain Exposition, listen to him exposition dump, and then run back through the same hallways. There's a time jump, and now we're riding in the back of an Uber getting ready for an assault on the No, hang on, that's the next level. Getting ready to play the best level in the entire franchise. We touch down on the beach and slaughter some tourists before regrouping to try to shove a warthog into a place it definitely wasn't meant to go because it's a Halo game. Then we die, so we just walk instead. After unlocking the door, we commandeer another warthog that the Marines definitely weren't going to be using anytime soon, and shove that one into a place that it definitely wasn't meant to go because we're still playing a Halo game. I try skipping a section by falling down and do it on the first try. First try. First try. First try.
First try.
First try. First try. Cortana lets us know that she's located the location of the next location, so we can make our way back outside and get an Uber ride there. Turns out it's underground, so our Uber driver just drops us off wherever, and then we have to walk the rest of the way just to make our day miserable. After dying our way to the control room...
Sped up music. This was what I had fun editing. Was like editing deaths to the time with the music.
We find out that Captain Exposition is in trouble, again, so we run off to find him immediately and can't spare a single second so that Cortana can tell us what the hell's going on. Cut to a swamp at a land far, far away. The aliens are running away from something lurking in the dark, but we're not really concerned because we're a 7-foot-tall walking tank and a hallucination of a 7-foot-tall walking tank. We creep our way through the fog and head to an abandoned theater because the last time anyone set foot in one was over 9 months ago in March. We come across an employee that was accidentally locked in before it closed, and he's gone a little crazy, so we ask him politely to calm down. It turns out that less employees made it out than we had thought, and we watch a recording of what the heck is going on, only to find out that all of the theater's popcorn has mutated into angry flesh-eating zombie spores, and that Captain Exposition is almost definitely dead from being eaten. We fight our way back outside and meet the mascot of the company that took over the Halo series in 2011, and it starts to make a lot of sense why Halo went downhill after that. 343 Industries steals us from our Marine buddies and just leaves them to die, so that we can run through a library because we're sure as hell not going to try reading anything because everything looks really blurry due to the brain damage from cryo. And now we get to slog through the library. This is easily the worst level in the entire Halo franchise, hands down, so I'm not even going to try to make jokes for this section. Enjoy the death montage.
5, I think?
They made 5 of these?
They made 6 of them.
Oh my god, there's somebody carrier 4. I'm at 1 health. Oh god, please. Oh god. No!
Are you talking about both Halo Wars?
No. Okay, so 4 spin-offs. And the 2 mobile ones. So
also, it turns out that even though this level felt a lot harder and longer,
but you can't forget the
we actually died a lot more on assaults on the control room. 343 Industries teleports us back to the control room and gets in a fight with Cortana, where it's revealed that the Halo ring that blows things up would actually blow all of us up at once, and that's not good for our plans of not being dead. So 343 Industries betrays us, and that's actually the only betrayal in this level, even though the level is called 2 Betrayals. After easily dispatching 343's death squad, we make our way back outside to do the entirety of the assault on the control room backwards, but interrupted with sections where we're forced to lower our shields because the Halo ring is allergic to our body. Cortana thinks Captain Exposition is still alive somehow after all this time when he was clearly ambushed by mutant popcorn, so she teleports us back to the Truth and Reconciliation so that we can go backwards through that level too. We attempt suicide so that we don't have to go through the rest of this level, but unfortunately we survive by falling into some radioactive sludge. After struggling our way through a field of popcorn...
Oh, I want popcorn. Thanks, Will.
The music sounds pretty good sped up, actually.
We take the same elevator from earlier and go back through the same exact hallways as we did in this mission the last time, and finally catch up to Captain Exposition, who looks a little bit more like a baked potato than a ship captain. We smash his head completely in so that we can take his vaccine microchip and plug it into our head to listen to the captain's bootleg MP3 collection. We steal a Banshee and fly off to the last repeat level, where we go backwards through the Pillar of Autumn that looks surprisingly intact for having crash-landed into a desert. After crashing into the Pillar of Autumn for shits and giggles...
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
We slaughter our way through a bunch of squatters that try to take refuge inside the ship. We make it to the bridge and plug Cortana back into it, but 343 Industries shows up and tries to kill us, so we hatch a plan to throw comically large grenades into the ship's reactor to blow up Halo so that the aliens can't have fun with their giant hula hoop, and 343 Industries can cry about their blown up death laser for 2 more games. After blowing up the reactor, we take an elevator to a room full of Pumas that we use to drive 3 kilometers horizontally across the Pillar of Autumn, stopping briefly on a small bridge that a spaceship has for some reason, so that we can watch our Uber get shot down by empty Banshees. Surprisingly, we actually drive through this whole section without flipping the Warthog over once, and even earn the achievement for doing it because we've actually never done that before. I die at literally the last possible second before the end, but luckily Heaven is able to get to the trigger and we finish the game. John takes the longsword and flies off Halo, where Cortana remarks that he left us and Echoes behind, but that's okay because just like Johnson, he survives and we'll see him again in Halo 2.
But I do need to do...
Oh wait, you can see his helmet! I just noticed! You can see that his helmet doesn't come off in that cutscene.
Yeah, yeah.
Game. Okay. There were helmet removal beating back then.
Yep. Then Halo 2. This is
recently
my most viewed video, I believe. Or no, Halo Infinite has more views. Is that it? Okay, yeah, Halo Infinite's got more views at 800K. So this is the second most viewed.
I haven't even hit a million yet.
With the help of a friend,
yeah, it is.
We did it on Legendary because we're insane. The following is a completely accurate summary of the campaign. Trust me. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. The game begins... Wait a second. If you're playing on co-op, you actually miss some important exposition at the beginning of the game because they start you off a little later for some reason. Let's rewind. The game begins with, what the fuck is this? Who put Halo 5
They finally
in my
removed
Halo 2?
this from
Why is
Halo
this
2
here?
Anniversary.
This has nothing to do with Halo 2!
Shut up, Scoop.
Okay.
This is a stream talking
With
about
that out of
Cass.
the way,
I'm going to be repeating
the game
myself.
really begins in the ruins of the first Halo, where some aliens complain and make excuses for getting their asses kicked by John and Dustin Echoes in the first game, and to avoid taking responsibility, the Jedi Council sentences Keith David to be their scapegoat. Cut to the Australian Space Squad's brand new dick measuring
The funniest
platform,
thing
where
about
John
these
is getting
fancy
bitched at for dying so
remastered
much in Halo
cutscenes
1 that they had
is
to completely replace his armor.
because
Sergeant
they're
Johnson
using
shows up
some
to
of
save us from
the
doing a
models
tutorial,
from-
and we follow him along a tram,
that
where
they're
he shows
actually
us that the
using
dick
in-game.
measuring platform
Chief's
we're
got
hanging
his
out on
long
is just
monkey
one of
arms
300, just in
in
case
the
the
big fancy
aliens thought they could
cutscenes,
prove they had a bigger
'cause
dick
these
again, just like in
proportions are
Halo
really
Reach.
weird in the original
Okay,
Halo
now
2.
we're all caught up to where co-op begins. Master Chief and Johnson walk through a ceremony to get some awards for
Oh
blowing
my
everyone
God,
up
why
on the
did you
first
point
Halo
that
ring.
out?
And we
Yeah,
get
look
to
at his
see
monkey
Keith David
arms.
get
What's wrong
strung
with
up.
you?
He comments on the fact that there's a missing achievement in Halo
Oh
Reach
my god,
for
that's like
MCC.
mid-thigh.
Yeah, no,
God.
Chief in Halo 1, 2, and 3.
Investigators
got
would
monkey
love
arms.
Free
that.
Industries and won't take any shit from Keith, so he burns them to a crisp as a show of force. We get our first look at the brand new and improved Blue E-Girl, who's here to watch and sell her merch to pay for Chief's brand new armor. Ron Perlman hands out some awards to Chief and Johnson, and we cut back to 343
everyone who
Big Monkey
donates
making an example of
$5
Keith
to
David
stream
for daring to
gets,
criticize
Cortana
343
bathwater.
Industries. Then we cut back to Captain Y position, Captain Exposition's daughter, who's crying
That's one of
because the
my
man who
favorites.
caved
This
in her
offer
father's
available
skull
until
is standing
Friday.
right next to her,
Captain
acting
Y
like
position,
she's wrong.
Captain
343 Big
Exposition's
Monkey
daughter.
seasons Keith David gently, and we cut back one more time to the award ceremony, where the Covenant show up
Captain
to invade
Y
Earth because
position,
they're not
is that what
afraid
you
of our
said?
brand new
Yeah,
dick measuring
Captain
platform.
Exposition's
John
daughter.
says the thing,
Awful.
I know, it's so good.
and Dustin Echo shows
So
up again
foul.
because the stress induced by the Covenant arriving caused a bout of PTSD and flared up our brain damage. We get our first taste of Halo 2 Legendary. If you've never played Halo 2 Legendary before, here's the gist. If one person dies, the game resets to the last checkpoint. Every single time. We die
So the
a
guy
lot
that I was
during this
playing with
playthrough, and I'm
was
definitely
not
not
very
going to keep
good at
track
the
of
game.
every death, or we'd be here
And
for
so
hours, so I'll just put a
it
few of the
felt like
highlights
how
as we
when
go.
we were
After
playing
hiding
through
and dying our way
Legendary
through
with
several
Max,
hallways full
yeah,
of aliens,
it's
we
very
watch
much
as the
that
aliens start
level
to
of
blow
like
up the other dick
he was
measuring
just being very
platforms, and our worst
careless,
fears are realized.
and
The
we
aliens still
die
have
a
the bigger
lot.
dicks, and we're going to get blown up if we don't hurry. We spend the next 40 minutes fighting and dying our way through the station to the bomb, where we finally get a break to watch my favorite cutscene from any Halo game, where John rides a bomb into the reactor of an enemy spaceship and blows it up.
a 20-minute mission that took us 50
I
minutes.
love this cutscene. I know we're supposed to be sitting here making fun of the plot, but I just love this cutscene so much.
And Halo never made another cutscene as good as that.
Take that,
They-
George.
they
John
really
and
didn't make
company head
another
down to
Halo
Earth,
game as
where
good
the
as
Covenant
Halo
have started
2's
invading
plot.
one specific part of Earth, and we
Yeah.
get to see my second favorite cutscene from any Halo game.
Dear humanity,
Having a fuckload of crunch rate is probably one of the better ones.
Yeah.
We regret coming to
They
Earth.
built it
definitely
in 8
regret
months.
the war just blew up our raggedy ass.
We're getting our first look at the Covenant's answer to us being a nuisance in the form of
Man,
a
it's just a
giant
shame
laser-spewing
'cause,
tank called a Scarab that absolutely wrecks
Joseph
us and we
Staten,
crash.
the writer for Halo
Somehow,
2, was so
everyone
burned out after
survived
this
that
that he didn't
crash
work on
when the
Halo 3,
Marines
and
in
it
Halo
fucking
Combat Evolved
shows.
couldn't even survive a small cushy
Yeah.
crash into the Halo ring.
Halo 3's
Then
writing
we
is
spend the next
considerably
hour
worse.
fighting and dying our way through the streets of New Mombasa, thanks to the ridiculous amount of sniper jackals sprinkled around that will instantly kill you if they smell you. After finally brute forcing our way through some tunnels, we get to my third favorite cutscene in all of Halo.
There's
Halo
Chief
2's
with monkey
fucking
arms.
great
Look at his
cutscenes, and the
monkey
remastered
arms.
versions are incredible.
Then listen up. Usually the good Lord works in mysterious ways, but not today. This here is 66 tons of straight up HE spewing divine intervention. If God is love, then you can call me Cupid.
What about that scab?
We've all run the simulation.
Also, that lady is the lady from Fast and Furious.
Yes, sir, Sergeant.
Oh, that's...
Thanks for the
oh,
tank.
fuck, what's her fucking
He never
name?
gets me anything.
This was before she was famous.
I know what the ladies like.
We decide to forgo the tank in favor of just blasting past everything in a Puma, and struggle bus our way through more alien-infested tunnels until we're dumped out into one of the worst sections of the game, at least when playing on Legendary. This single section takes us over 10 minutes because of how many fucking sniper jackals there are. The Goss Hog is dead, and our other hog
Yeah,
respawned,
most
so
of
we
them
have
are.
to ask the aliens
Yeah, forget
politely to
about
borrow
that.
some ghosts. And we fail our way through the next section that resets us
What?
all the way back to where we first got our ghosts,
Justin's
because
dialogue
Halo
is a
2 is
little
super
different.
stingy about giving
Yeah.
us checkpoints.
They
After
only do
finally
that in, like,
Groundhog
one
Daying
cutscene for
ourselves
every
through
Halo.
downtown, we make
In
it
Halo 1,
inside
it's
and
the
watch the
opening
Scarab waltz
cutscene.
down the street
In
and
Halo
blow
2,
up
it
our
was that
backup
one. In Halo
before just
3, it's
continuing its
the
sightseeing through
opening
the city.
cutscene.
We carefully pick off all the aliens from the top of the Scarab before jumping on and actually killing everything inside on our first
Yeah, I don't
try.
think they
I'm
did
not
it again
joking.
after
The
that.
Scarab explodes for some reason, and John walks off like a badass. Johnston Ubers us back to in amber clad, and Captain Y position slipstreams a Covenant ship through a portal that blows up New Mombasa a little bit, but we'll see that again in Halo ODST.
It's probably because
and
I
now,
copy-pasted
after
the
all that
script in, and I
climax,
probably
we
just
cut
wrote
back
it
to
down as
Keith David
Miranda.
being dragged through a hallway by the big monkeys, who
It's
present
that
him to the
people
Jedi Council
that,
again, but in
are
private
hearing
this time,
impaired can
where
actually
they
understand
exposit at
what's
him
going
for a
on.
while about the Arbiter, a fast food mascot for a chain restaurant about
for
meats
once.
that works
For
for the
once.
Jedi Council to rid the world of vegans that don't like Arby's. Keith David assumes the role of the Arbiter and flies off to a facility with the shipmaster, who has the smoothest voice of any elite, which we chalk up to the fact that he's missing half of his face, so it must open up his vocal cords a little. And now we're finally playing as the Arbiter and the Arnspiter, set loose on an old theater to rid it of vegans, except all the enemies that we
Arbiter
fight
is
are the
such a
same
good joke,
aliens as
but
the ones that are
I
on
made
our
sure to
team,
put it on
and
screen
sometimes
because I
it's
was
a
like,
little
I
hard
don't
to
know,
figure out
people are
which
going
ones
to
we're
understand
supposed
what the
to
hell I
shoot
just
and which
said.
ones are our friends. We catch up to the boss vegan and he flies off, so we commandeer some banshees, listen to some awesome music, and fly to the next
Would've been
section.
funny if he
We catch
used an
back up to
alternate
Shipmaster Honey
ban-
Voice and
Breaking
find out that the
Benjamin
vegans
song.
have been keeping mutant popcorn, but they
Yeah,
finally
but
escaped.
not the
and now we
one-
have to fight them, too. The vegan boss taunts us, and we fight our
We
way
wanted
through an
to put
elevator
Breaking
sequence
Benjamin
and catch
in
up
the
to him
first
where he
Halo
taunts
video,
us a
but, like,
second time. So
like
we decide
5
that we're not going to be
seconds
good
of,
sports,
Breaking
and that if the
Benjamin
vegan isn't going to fight fair,
copyrighted the
then we're just
video,
going to
so we
take
had
the
to remove
station
it.
down with everyone in it. The vegan makes a break
that's
for
very
it, and we
sad.
catch up to him
Yeah.
as he's getting ready to fuck off. So he
'Cause it was
distracts
for
us
a
with the
joke
fact
about,
that
like,
343
old
Industries is still
school,
alive, and then
kill
reproduces
compilation
asexually.
videos,
We
so,
spend
like, it
10
would've-
minutes doing
it
this
would've fit
boss fight that
perfectly.
normally takes about 45 seconds on any other difficulty. 343 Big Monkey steals 343 Industries for himself for obvious reasons, and that's the end of the level. Cut back to John and company as they float out of the slipstream and right into another Halo rig. We decide to desecrate the Holy Ring with our filthy footsteps in the loudest way possible, by orbital drop pod filled with heavy weaponry.
I guess so.
After struggling to trade our ODSTs the Spankers, we drive our way inland, and then drive a tank to the bank, where we watch Blackburn and his squad get airlifted out while... Wait a second, this isn't the right script. We catch up to Regret and promise to
I
make
think
him
that might be the
regret the
first
day
time
he
I
was
used the
born.
wrong
So we
script
die our
joke.
way through more
I don't
sniper
remember.
jackals, take a gondola across a lake that may or may not be a natural formation, and then take an elevator underwater, where the game decides to crap out and we lose 25 minutes of effort. After spending 25 more minutes to get back to where we were, we fight our way through Stargate Atlantis and back topside, where we take another gondola and get repeatedly slaughtered by
Atlantis.
banshees until we finally groundhogged our way through it enough times to make it to the other side.
Yeah, so
High
I
Charity
actually do
shows
want
up
to do
with
that.
the
I
entire
want to
Covenant fleet
re-record
because they really want to make sure that they're on top of the dick
scripts
measuring
and make it all
contest,
into
and we
one
head
big
inside to
long
murder Regret.
total
We spend
thing
half
for
an
all of
hour
Halo.
trying to shoot Regret to death
Or you could
until
just
I
do a
find out that he
supercut.
can only be beaten to death and is invulnerable to
Supercuts are
any
doing
other
pretty
means
good
of
lately.
killing, so that was a huge waste of time.
that's
After
what
we
I-
realized that all we actually had to do was
should,
beat him to
get
death,
all
we easily
Halo
dispatch
content
him and
in
make
the
our way
wars.
back outside, where the
No,
Covenant has
not
decided
doing
that
Halo
blasting
Wars.
their holy ring is a
Halo
better option.
Halo
than
Wars.
going
Not
to
doing
Halo
Halo
Wars.
Wars.
Echoes.
Halo
The two
Wars.
goddesses
Halo
had
Wars.
just spent half an hour failing at a boss fight, and so we're thrown
I
in
don't
the
know what
water.
Halo
We get
Wars is,
special
but
hugged by a
Halo
soggy
Wars.
churro, and the game cuts
Real-time
back to the Arbiter.
strategy
And it's
game.
revealed that the elites are being replaced by the big monkeys as the
baby's
protectors
first
of the
real-time
Jedi
strategy
Council,
game.
because apparently it's the
It was an
elites'
RTS
fault
they
that
made
Regret
to
died.
work
We
on
find out that the
Xbox,
Jedi plan to send
so
us
you
to
had
get
to be
an
able to
index,
play with a
and we have
controller.
PTSD flashbacks to the
play that
library
shit.
from
Honestly,
Halo Combat
I loved
Evolved.
Oh my god,
I-
there's
It's
so
not
I
much
bad.
more.
It's just really,
I'm
really
at one
simple.
health. Oh god,
Does it
please.
have co-op? I'll play
Oh
with you.
god.
Not for the campaign, does
But
it?
it's okay, this level is
Yes.
only half as bad as that one. It's still
Two-player.
pretty bad.
I'm sorry,
After
did you
fighting
say
our way
co-op
inside,
campaign
we
or
take an
co-op
elevator to a
campaign?
series of samey
'Cause I
hallways
heard
before jumping down a
co-opal.
slide filled with creepy music.
Coopopolis.
I definitely said co-opal. No. You're back, what'd you miss?
Co-opal?
Halo?
The cloppening.
Halo Wars 1. Colossal playing the colossal killing. I'm dead.
This is so much less frightening when there's someone else here, though.
And then jumping down a second slide filled with creepy music.
It'd be nice not to have to do this every time, because it's going to make me throw up if I keep having to do this.
Oh, the music is way better than remaster here.
Yeah.
I don't know why Bungie decided
And
that
the
this
original's
was
like-
how they were going to get you through this level. You go through 3 of these.
It's because they
And
wanted
then
you to
jumping
feel
down
like
a
you were
third slide
digging through the
filled with regular
bowels of
music.
the
Not
the
the
machine.
popcorn
Jesus.
one.
Accidentally
Yes.
shot.
That's
Oh,
verticality.
I thought you died.
And
for a
also
second.
the
I was like,
element
oh,
of
no.
verticality.
And it really wants to make you feel like you're
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
pinball
like
in a pinball
teleported.
machine.
Oh, because I'm just bouncing down faster than you?
Who designed this?
This is such a weird... Imagine this glitched and it just like perpetually just dropped us forever.
And then we're dumped out into an arena where we have to wait an arbitrary amount of time for the level to end so that we can go to the next one. After almost 10 minutes, we're finally
anytime there's
blessed
a
with the
holdout
level
section in a
end.
game,
And now
I
we
call it
begin
an
the
arbitrary
slog through
amount
the
of waiting,
quarantine
'cause
zone. A snow-filled
it's
hellscape
kind of
full of
just how it
spanker
is.
flood and more spanker flood. This level's a a bitch. We make it to the elevator that we decided to just glitch into the geometry on because we'd been doing the rest of the game normally up to this point, and it's been 9.5 hours. Come on.
Yeah,
we
the
deserve a
Arbiter
break.
levels
We're
are
greeted to
awful.
the familiar horrors of the library, but luckily it's just a
They're my
small
favorite.
section of the first level, and everything is already dead, so
I
we
don't
don't have to
believe
go
you.
through that again. Captain Y position wants to get to the index
what do you
first,
mean?
and does the sensible thing. Well, sensible
Plus,
as
that
opposed
doesn't
to
take
going
into
through the
established
entirety of
lore
the
that you've
game,
never played
taking an
Halo.
elevator back down to the bottom floor,
I
and jumps to the
have
middle to
done,
grab it. And Johnson
uh,
saves her as she almost falls to her
Halo
death.
2
The Arbiter
Lasso.
jump scares Johnson and knocks his gun away, so Captain Y position scares him off with the power of the
It's the only
P-Shear
way I
SMG.
played it.
Before 343 Big Monkey arrives, zaps her
You
unconscious,
could've-
think
and
they
then
ran
betrays
out
us.
of
I feel like
ideas?
there was
No,
a
they
power
were-
friendship
because he was a
joke
dick
there
the
to be
entire
made.
time. And now for the hardest
See,
level in the
Xander,
entire
they didn't run
series.
out of
Arbiter gets dragged
ideas.
into a
They
room
ran out
with
of
John,
time.
a giant evil
So,
soggy churro, who
that
recites
was
some
how
poetry
they
at us and reminds us exactly what the
had
Halo ring
the
does.
time on the
just
level
in case you're new to the
because a lot of
series and
levels in
don't know
Halo
what's
2
going
were
on.
like
He teleports us away to look for the index
everything was
so
being
that we
made
can stop
last
the
minute.
Jedi
Like, they
Council
were
from
crunching
lighting
like
the rings
crazy.
because our plan of not being dead has still carried over from Halo
Basically,
Combat
like,
Evolved, so
half
we don't
of
want them to
Halo
activate
2
Halo.
got
We jump
cut
into the
to
room
be
and
in
ask
Halo
Grunt
3
nicely for his
instead.
needler before getting
There was-
instantly
there were
killed as
so
soon as
many
the cutscene
ideas,
ends.
yeah.
Getting out of this one single room took us almost 20 minutes.
I don't
We
know
suffer our way to
why
High
they
Charity's
wait
prison
till
system, where we
months
free our
to
fellow
do
Marines from their
everything.
life
What the
sentences
fuck
for
are they
committing
doing
tax
for
fraud.
months
Yeah,
at a
that's
time?
crunch.
Even the
It's
Covenant
not.
has
Yeah,
it.
no,
Do
it
you
was
not
crunch.
remember
They
how
built
soon
Halo 2 in
Halo
8
2
over
months.
an
after
hour
Halo
of
1?
playing through the level,
Yeah.
I realized that I
Well,
had to
Halo
go.
2
No
came
big
out 3
deal,
years
right?
after Halo
We
1,
just
but
resumed
they
the
built
last
Halo
checkpoint.
2 in 8 months.
Haha, nope. Halo
Yeah,
doesn't
what
let you
were they
resume the
doing
last
for
checkpoint
those
when you're
3
playing on
years?
co-op,
Like,
so we have
you
to
don't
start
go
from the
straight
very
back to work
beginning of
after
the
you finish
level.
the
We spend
game.
another
What the
20
fuck
minutes
is
getting
going
slaughtered
on?
in the first room until we finally
Pre-production,
brute
maybe?
It takes
force
time.
Yeah, but pre-production doesn't
our
take
way out
fucking
and
double
head
the
back down
length
to the
of
prison
fucking
system to free the
development
Marines
time back
again.
in
You'd be
And then the rest of
surprised.
this level is
whatever.
pretty much just us
can.
dying for another hour, so I'll skip
can.
past
It
that.
can.
After finally completing the
can.
level, we see that
Nowadays,
Captain
it's
Y
probably
position
more
and
normal,
Johnson
but
are
not
going
back
to
in
be used as
2000
the designated Halo activators
When do you think it
because
started,
none of the
dude?
aliens in the Covenant are allowed to do it
People
themselves.
see the
because
Halo
Foreigners
model
said
and they
no.
just want to
Back.
emulate it
The
and do
group
it
gets
again
attacked by
because they
evil
think that
popcorn,
that
and
it'll
Mercy
work
is
this
groped
time.
by
I
a colonel,
promise.
but he's ironically given
volume
no
will
mercy
lead
and
to
must
a-
suffer and die
Stream and
because
cast.
Truth
Okay,
was
I'll turn
planning
that
on
down
getting
then.
rid of him eventually anyways, and just happened to luck out. Cut back to the Arbiter, who arrives through the teleporter and picks up a gun. That's it. That's all the setup you get for this level. We struggle our way through hordes
This
of
is
troops
this is
and
where
finally
very
catch up to some
clearly
allies
Halo
who
starts
pretty much all
to
die
is like
immediately
Halo 2
because
got
we can
rushed because
barely
it's like,
handle
oh yes, this
How are some
level,
randos
the
who
Arbiter
don't
shows
have
up. That's
power
it.
supposed to do it? We catch back up with
Yeah,
Shipmaster
this one's
Honeyboy
very
and
much
find out
a,
that all the guys
oh, what are
decided
we
we
doing
were
now,
bad people in the
boys?
game were killed by the brutes too. So.
Yeah,
Cut
it's
back to
it would have
John
been
again,
cool to
who almost
see
caught up at the
the
Phantoms
original
that stole
plan for
Johnson
Halo
and
2
Captain
come
Y
to
position,
fruition,
but
but
unfortunately, since we didn't manage to get there in time,
we
have
ended
to
up
fight
with
our
that
way back
instead.
through High Charity, full of evil popcorn.
I mean,
and
I just
Covenant
hope
now.
with
Luckily, this
if
level is
the
pretty
Halo
short,
CE
you just run
remake
past
does
everything, and
well
we made it to the end in
and
less than half an hour.
they
So we
decide that
catch
they
a
want to
ride on
remake
the
Halo 2 and
EAC.
3, that we have a much more clear writing for all the trilogy that fits together, because Halo 1's writing is super basic and kind of cheesy. Halo 2's writing is like actually pretty good. What the fuck?
Room by blowing it open with a
The video
Scarab,
just-
but unfortunately Johnson beat us to it, and driving the Scarab
That
was
was
cut
weird.
from the game. So we take some plain old Banshees instead and escort him to technology. Cut to Truth's key ship, with John on board to deliver a super badass line.
Sir, finishing this fight.
Wait, what?
We're both
Oh, okay.
plan to get inside of the
Yeah.
control room by
Okay.
blowing it open.
What was I
with a
saying?
Scarab. But unfortunately,
Yeah, so like
Johnson
if
beat us to it, and driving
343
the Scarab was
like
cut
goes
from
and
the game.
redoes the
So we
trilogy,
take
they
some
can
plain old
like
Banshees
unify
instead
the
and escort
writing
him to
and
the end so that
everything.
he can blow the doors open.
Yeah.
After getting through the doors to the control
Because
room,
Halo
we
1
run past the
needs
brutes in
better
section
writing.
because it's a way
The
better
plot can
option
stay
than trying
mostly
to
the
fight
same,
them dying
obviously.
for like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
343 Big
it
Monkey
just
tries
needs
to get
some
Captain
Halo
Y
3
to activate the ring
needs a
nicely,
better
but is
plot.
interrupted by the Arbiter and Johnson. The Arbiter finally gets to know the truth about the Halo ring half an hour before the end of the game, but 343 Big Monkey ain't having none of that shit. And forces Captain Y
You have no
position to
hope for
activate
Halo
And
Studios.
now
So
for the worst
I'm-
boss fight in all of Halo. We have to sit and wait
I'm
for Johnson
expecting
to
Well,
nothing.
if your
activate Big Monkey
expectations
3 times
if your
so that
expectations
we
are in
can
the
shoot him a
dirt, then you
couple of
can't be
times
disappointed.
before he becomes
Yeah.
invincible one
let's
gun, and then
let's
just
all
keep
be
doing that until the
at
game
least
decides if he
thankful to
dies.
some
After
degree
shutting down the ring,
that they are
343
now
Industries
using
reveals
an
that all the Halo
industry
rings are now ready to be activated
used
remotely from
engine
VR,
rather
which we've
than
gotta get
making
to
their
before
own
Truth,
engine.
so that doesn't happen, even though Truth wouldn't actually
Because
be able to
that
do anything
means
once he got there, because
that means
only
there's a
humans
lot
could
less
activate
time
anything related
developing
to
a
Forerunner
custom
technology.
engine
Cut to
and a
Truth's
lot
key
less,
ship, with
you
John
know,
on
oh,
board to deliver
we're
a
gonna
super
hire you.
badass line.
By the way, you're gonna work on an engine that no one else outside of Halo has ever
We're
made
both really
or
pumped
used.
up for the climax of the game.
Yeah, it does. It does mean that the external contractors that we know that they're going to use, because that's the only way that they make games now,
Game over.
What? Will at least not be up a creek without a paddle this time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Regardless of if that is the correct way to be doing it, which it probably isn't, but at least we know it's not going to be that bad.
Yeah, because one of the biggest problems, one of the biggest money pits with Halo Infinite was the fact that they made the slipspace engine, and then proceeded to have so many fucking problems with the slipspace engine because they fired pretty much everyone that made the slipspace engine.
Yep.
So no one actually knew how to fucking use the thing.
Yeah, and
And
that's why it
because
took us fucking
Slipspace-
forever to get custom games and shit like that.
Yeah, and because the Slipspace engine is still their old engine, just sort of rebuilt. So it was just a big issue of they had a bunch of technical debt associated with the engine that nobody really knew what to do with because there was so many. There was a lack of documentation on the engine.
Yeah.
Well, it's also probably like some simple stuff that like the engine probably had like explicit functions for doing certain things because some developer probably saw it and was like, that's a thing that'll be needed.
Recently, I
But
played
if
through
it's
Halo
not
3 with the
documented,
help
no
of
one
some
knows.
friends.
You know, so then you get unoptimized or poorly implemented behaviors that there's like a custom implementation just for that would be performant, but no one knows it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at least now, like what Xander said, when they hire new people, you can hire someone that's already proficient in the game engine you're working with, rather than go through the onboarding process and make that months long, and then you're halfway through that person's contract and they just now know how to add a menu button.
Yeah, now they just have to learn what special behaviors or patterns the game has. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh yes, we have this framework that we've built that makes dialogue trees easier to navigate or something.
So
As
I
opposed
think
to
my hypothesis for the future of Halo moving towards Unreal or Unity, I forget which one they're going with.
Unreal.
It definitely sounds like they are going to be at least. I hate saying this because of the connotation that it carries, but it sounds like the constant revolving door of layoffs will likely have a lesser effect on the negative output of the game.
That's the
Only
idea.
because, and
they're
that
at least
sucks.
planning around that in their technologies planning at least.
Yeah, and
If we're
that
gonna have
sucks
these
that
bad
that's
habits, let's
no
at least plan around it.
Yeah.
Also, Xander, regarding if we're talking about the Halo Studios focusing on the art direction of the Halo CE remake instead of the story, 343 actually does a pretty good job of trying to incorporate as much of the expanded universe into their games as possible. They sort of have a weird way about it where Bungie hated the extended universe for Halo. They would actively ignore it. Halo Reach specifically ignores the events of the Fall of Reach book because they didn't give a shit about that book. But 343 likes their expanded universe almost too much because a lot of plot stuff that they have happen in Halo 4, 5, and Infinite are then resolved in books. But if they're smart about what they're doing with the Halo CE remake, they're going to take the events as listed in Halo the Flood, which is a book adaptation of the games, and incorporate that into the game. So basically what they're focused on then is translating that story into playable game. And so they don't have to work as hard on the story in that respect, and they can focus more on the art direction. Because what they're doing now is they have to figure out how they're going to satisfy a bunch of longtime Halo fans to have an update of the most classic Halo art style in a way that looks new and not overly ridiculous and disgusting like the Halo CE anniversary. So like that is really the primary focus. If Halo CE remake does not look good from just a glance, people are not going to try it. And that is super important for it right now.
So what you're saying is they're focusing on what they should be focusing on right now?
Yes. Like they've got to get that done.
And they also, one of the most important things is again the engine right, getting the feel of the game right is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 343 is just more respectful of the property, to a fault in some ways. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Or at least nowadays is 3 and 4 notwithstanding. Like their
4 and 5,
current
yeah.
understanding.
4 and 5.
I really didn't like
my
4,
mistake.
but I'm gonna definitely say that they were kind of written into a corner on that, and they had to write themselves out of the corner.
Well,
and so they tried to do that with 4. They didn't really succeed with 4, and then they tried to start up a new like trilogy thing with 5, and they fucked off with that.
Well, so the biggest problem with 4 was not the writing themselves into a corner thing. Yeah, the Forerunner thing. That was the big thing, where the original Bungie trilogy sets up very explicitly that humans are forerunners. But Frank
what he does.
O'Connor or whoever who was in charge of the lore for 343 going into Halo 4 was like the only one at Bungie who was like, well, actually, I don't want humans to be forerunners, even though that doesn't make any sense. So then all of a sudden they're left with, okay, if humans aren't forerunners, why are humans able to use the Halo rings? Where are the forerunners? Why
is Guilty
the
Spark
history?
allow them to do the thing?
Yeah, what is the relationship between humans and forerunners? So you all of a sudden you have this a bunch of extra exposition that you have to come up with that then Halo 4 just like feeds to you in one cutscene. Like the entire history of humanity and the Forerunners and how the mantle of responsibility, which is their new thing of like why humans are able to use the Forerunner technology and everything, is explained in one cutscene. And it's so much exposition all at once. It was just really poorly handled. So now with the Halo CE remake, we do have the potential, if 343 wants to start retconning their original mistakes, we have the opportunity to make humans forerunners, because
or at least remedying and sort of like more telegraphing that it's like, yes, the forerunners are different, but now you guys are elevated or something like that.
Isn't what they're doing right now making humans a subspecies of forerunner?
Yeah, they've like sort of walked back that humans aren't forerunners, and now they're like, well, actually, humans and forerunners are more closely related than we thought, and something like that. It very much feels like whoever's in charge of the lore now is like, okay, actually, it doesn't make any sense that humans aren't forerunners, and it makes way more sense that they are. So
yeah,
I'm hoping that they take this opportunity to tighten the lore and just sort of retcon what needs to be fixed to make everything make more sense. Because that really, really stretched things out in a weird way that doesn't work. I also hope that with the if we're getting a Halo trilogy remake, that we actually get to see Truth's plan, Truth's overarching plan, come to fruition. Because they do a really good job in Halo 2 of setting up Truth, like gaining control of the Covenant and everything. And then in Halo 3, they just kind of, he's just a talking head most of the time, and then he dies because
to be honest, I hope that if it's in Unreal 5 and if a couple of the games do good, like one or two of them, I hope we get more this may be kind of bad, but like more spin-off games or something like ODST or something, where we're seeing like side stories, right, where it doesn't explicitly have to be like the grand Halo story, you know.
I think the expanded universe of Halo is actually very interesting and actually can, like, ODST was a great exploration of what more traditional Marines experience in this war. Mind you, we are looking at ODSTs, which might as well be considered a subclass of Spartans, because holy shit,
I think
ODST.
Spartans literally call them imps, as in a lesser form of demon.
Yeah, they're Spartan. They're basically like Spartan lights, you know, which
Diet Spartans.
See more of like an actual Spartan 3 in like the stealth armor as opposed to Mjolnir would be cool. Some Master Chief with blue team prior to First Contact would be cool, prior to Harvest, like some shit like that. Johnson on Harvest would be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be neat. You know, like there's a bunch of stuff that they could pull in from the expanded universe.
I'd really like to see a horror kind of like shooter.
Everyone says that, but I don't know why people are so obsessed with having a like flood themed shooter when fighting the flood in Halo is probably some of the low points of all of the Halo games. Like
the flood about the replayability. The ability to re-dive into the same kind of content. It's like Vermintide. Right? Like I think it's trying to, whenever people imagine the flood like survival shooter style thing, they're probably thinking of that. Something like a Vermintide or a
personally, I'm thinking like Dead Space.
Dead Space would be if they're telling a story. If it's meant to be more like live servicey, then it would be more like Vermintide, I think.
Like I would love to see like a prequel.
Dead Space will be awesome.
Where it is essentially like the first encounter with the flood ever.
Yeah, isn't that the Mona Lisa?
Isn't there a couple of I'm pretty sure that there's a couple of Spartan teams that actually did like deep strike. Ooh, Spartan
No, I'm talking
3.
about like
Spartan
again. This
3
is
infiltrating a Covenant ship in deep space. Ooh,
I'm thinking more like
that'd be cool.
when the flood was just in lore period first discovered prior to current human civilization.
Oh, you
kind of
mean the Forerunner,
Ooh,
the Flood Forerunner
Yeah.
war?
yeah,
And like
Forerunner story.
yeah, that would be very interesting.
Yeah,
A
that'd be
Forerunner
cool.
set story would be pretty wild.
Yeah, I think there absolutely could be some content from exploring, the lives of the Forerunners and like
Well, there's
the
like a whole
wars that they
trilogy of
fought.
books about it.
Well, it'd
Yeah.
also be a chance for them to turn that trilogy of books content into
The game.
games. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
And that can explore all these, nuanced topics like, hey, again, if we continue with the current lore, hey, these humans are being a problem, what do we do about them, etc., and all that. And
well, it's like it
there's
would give us a time to like see the humans as being like a Forerunner subspecies or something like that. Like
yeah.
we have an in situ thing where it's like some of the doors are locked out because you're human and not Forerunner. You know, and it's like, ah,
Mm,
crap. Now we have shenanigans around all of that.
yeah. I think it would be interesting.
As Forerunners get promoted, their body changes. They like go through genetic modifications to change their
Mm.
bodies to suit their jobs. So that'd be interesting too if you wanted some sort of progression.
Oh, that would be a great progression
Ooh,
system.
that'd be even cooler. That would
I definitely want to
slowly
see more
going from
Halo
like
RTS.
going from like a normie human up to being a Spartan 2
Like a
equivalent
Diadact or
in
something. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
in that would be pretty cool.
I want a Halo Tactics
Um,
game so bad. Just Halo XCOM. I want it so bad.
oh
That would
my
be
god,
cool.
yes. Please.
Because I was
We
saying,
need that
if we ever have
so
another
bad.
ODST game, like that would be perfect. Like just a squad of 4 tactics game. You do that.
I
I don't know
remember
about the
when Halo
tactics
Wars
game.
was first announced, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, and you're gonna be able to like zoom in and play as one of the people." It's like,
Who
man,
said that?
that's in my school. That's what like it was. The rumor was
Schoolyard
that you'd be
talk.
able to
Yeah.
zoom in and take control of one of the Marines.
Well, that's what
What,
happened
like
with Halo
Ender's
1.
Game?
Because Halo
Yeah.
1 was originally an RTS game, and then they kept bringing the camera in closer and closer, and then they made an FPS. And they were like, we're just going to scrap the RTS.
I do want more Halo Wars, but yeah, that shit was fun. It was simple but fun.
Yeah, it definitely seems like there's opportunity to do like an adaptation of like the Covenant invading Earth and like make that into an RTS.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they did that with New Harvest in the Halo Wars 1. Or just Harvest, not New Harvest. And yeah, that shit was great.
God, we summoned him.
Yeah.
We were talking about Halo Wars too much. Oh no.
Oh god.
Will,
No.
I'm gonna get going. I
Okay,
will see you later.
Ow.
I probably have
What
to
are we
get
at on
going
stream
too
right
because I
now?
have a flight to catch at 6 a.m.
Hour and a half.
Hey, any
We
of you are
leaving?
going to chat. If you're going to open sauce, come find me. Haha.
Open sauce?
If.
Yeah.
What is open sauce?
It's like a convention.
It's a giant
nerds?
convention for YouTuber makers and science people. So like William Osman, Michael Reeves, Mark Roper, all of them.
Mike Gropeser?
I swear to God. All right. Have a good night, guys.
See ya.
You haven't been around me enough.
Bye bye.
See you, Anthony.
I don't know. Do we continue or do we just call the stream here? Because it was just right at the end of another video.
How long has it been going for?
Hour 45.
Chat, what do you think?
Watching Willie also videos.
If 5 people say something in chat, then we'll continue.
I don't think that needs to happen.
Why are 45 people watching?
Yeah, it says 45
Okay.
people are watching. I don't know.
Jake.
Y'all really want to watch Will watch their own videos?
Jacoby says to keep going.
Mm.
And we drove each other insane.
Jacoby counts as 5 people?
Accurate summary of the campaign.
I'll do this
Trust
one,
me,
and I think maybe
if you
I'll
enjoy
call
the
after
video,
this.
don't forget to like and subscribe. The game begins where Halo 2 left off, with Chief riding the key ship to stop Truth from finding the Ark, and never mind, we're just gonna jump right off the key ship immediately to prolong the events of the game. Johnson wakes us up from our nap and lets us know that the Arbiter will be replacing Player 2 for the first time, so we won't be seeing Dust and Echoes again, because I guess we finally got over our severe brain damage from the first.
Like them 343 redoing the trilogy. If 343 does redo the trilogy, they can actually take the opportunity to have the Arbiter's arc complete, because what Bungie did was they had so much of a focus on the Arbiter in Halo 2, and people were like, we hate this, we hate the Arbiter. And so they were like, okay, we'll just make him a background character in Halo 3. So he doesn't...
And now everyone hated that even more.
Yeah, and then we were like, we wanted more Arbiter. We're like, okay.
And then they were like, what do you want from us? God damn it.
I think nowadays people like the Arbiter's story in Halo 2,
yeah.
but back in the day, people did not
definitely-
like the Arbiter.
That the complaint was definitely a product of its time, considering other video games. It's like, too much talking, shut up, let me play the game.
Jacoby says don't forget
We're
to
also
lower the
joined
volume.
by Dave, the Blue Elite.
Yep.
The Arbiter accidentally kills John. And thus begins the series of unfortunate accidents that befall everyone throughout this campaign, probably stemming from
Yes,
the
a lot
grudge
of
that the
team
humans
killing
and
in
Elite
this
still
too.
hold because of all the murdering they did to each other.
I
After
wouldn't be
restarting
surprised
the
if there
level
wasn't
because
any.
of technical difficulties,
Heaven
Master Chief
Fallen?
dies again because Dave is allergic
It
to
was
Harrison.
Heaven was one of the guys I used to play with.
Am I Arbiter?
It was Heaven, Sonoma, and
And we murder our way through
Zap,
some
I
monkeys'
think, in
birthday
this
parties,
video.
and then Dave gets killed because he's got a squishy face.
Zap and Zan. Okay.
We ruin several picnics and catch back up to
Yeah, I don't
Johnson,
play with any of
who's
those
being
guys
jailed
anymore,
for tax
unfortunately.
evasion, so we slaughter everyone between us and the cell and let him out so he can fly us back home, because we're not legally allowed to drive Pelicans. After arriving to a Star Wars reference, we catch back up to Miranda, who sounds a little more barely legal than she did in Halo 2.
Yeah, Miranda and
Any
Truth's
idea
voice
what it
actors got
means?
replaced
If
in
he
Halo
succeeds,
3.
Humanity.
I think Miranda's is a much better voice match than
And she
Truth.
explains that Truth has decided to start digging holes in the African plains like a child in a sandbox and park his erection right in the middle. We check back into, oh lord, look at that face, Hood, and we're interrupted by Truth, who sounds like he smoked a few packs between Halo 2 and 3.
Here rests the vanguard of the great journey.
Did they ever give like a lore reason for that?
No.
For the voice change.
And he makes
from
fun of
Truth?
us for a bit, so Miranda decides that we're going to move across the country to call him a bitch. Hang on, I just want to pause here a second and rant about something. When Truth shows up, he mentions Chief, the demon, presumably because
Yeah,
he
me
knows that
talking
they
about
picked
the
him up
plot
and he
holes
fought
in
through
this
a bunch
game.
of Covenant, so they would have been able to really easily relay back
Or
to
just the
Truth that Chief survived
confusing
jumping off of the key ship.
choices.
Johnson remarks that Truth loves to run his mouth, which we can attribute to the time that he had to deal with Truth while he was captured by Tartarus. But then, Chief asks if Truth usually mentions him, which is where things start to get a little fucky. Does that mean Truth has been hacking into the UNSC frequencies to insult them for a while now? If that's the case, how long was Chief unconscious after he fell out of the key ship? It looked like only a couple of hours based on the time of day. Truth has only been back on Earth for a couple of hours now then too, right? And then because Chief asks if Truth usually mentions him, even though Truth could have easily been told that Chief was alive during the events of Sierra 117, as I already said, Miranda takes this as a sign that Truth knows where they are and that the Covenant are coming to attack, which doesn't really make any sense. They do come to attack, but I don't understand this series of events at all. Okay, back to the summary. A Marine asks Miranda where the squad should rally
One
up,
of the
and Miranda gives him
like
literally
me
the most
interrupting the game
unhelpful
to
answer
rant about how
possible.
the plot doesn't make sense. I rant over another ridiculous plot point, which
She
is
said the thing.
the
We find our way
Arbiter
out of some samey hallways and spawn kills some
assassinating
aliens
Truth
before
at the
having
end,
to run back through the
because,
same samey hallways we just came from to arm a bomb.
the Grave
interrupt
Mind
the
actually
family
infects
get-together,
Truth, and then
escape
the
through
Arbiter's
sewers.
like,
After
oh, I
wrestling
don't want
some
to
sewer
kill the
monkeys, we
Grave
fight
Mind
off some of the
infected
Wicked
Truth.
Witch's
Give me
goons
Truth
and
back
find
a
out that
sec
the
so I
bomb we
can
left
kill
was
him.
disabled.
And then
So we
Grave
have to
Mind
go
is like,
back to the
okay, here you
same
go.
samey hallways some more, and then take an elevator that immediately crashes because I guess we're all so fat that
Is
we
that
exceeded
really
the
what
weight
happened?
maximum.
That's really what
That's not
happens.
how I
Yeah.
remember
We're
it.
suddenly joined by
Yeah, here, let me.
We've heard enough.
Jesus, it's fucking loud.
Yeah.
That's close.
It's around here.
There it is.
Can you see, Arbiter? The moment of salvation is at hand.
It will not last.
Your kind never believe
in the promise of the sacred ring? Lies for the weak, beacons for the
Spewing spores right in Arbor's mouth.
On a prophet, not a plague. My feet tread the path. I shall become a god. You will be food, nothing more. No! I am truth, the voice of the covenant. So, you must be silenced.
Yeah, so literally he was already infected and everything.
arch.
Yeah, but it was where was it?
Never believed in the promise
Like the Arbiter says.
He can't be killed properly. Like,
Yeah.
Beacons for the deluded. I will have my revenge on a prophet, not a plague.
It's literally just like, please give him back a sec so I can kill him. It's like
I always thought it was more like the more intelligent you are, the longer you can resist the mind changes of the Flood. Like, you know how Keys was able to do it, and Truth is supposed to be super intelligent too. So maybe that's what I always thought.
yeah, well, that makes more sense than what they've presented here. So stupid.
Uzi, and Dave burns to death immediately. We hop into some Pumas and leave the Arbiter behind, but Uzi doesn't want to leave the guy who controls his paycheck behind, so we go back for him, but then he mysteriously dies in a car accident, but I guess we'll never know what happened. The Arbiter gets out to grab a transport hog, but unfortunately that one was already destroyed when he got to it. After our last two hogs get destroyed under more mysterious circumstances, we're forced to walk the rest of the way on foot, because sprint doesn't belong in a Halo game. John asks the Brute nicely to
I
borrow
said
his
that
chopper,
sarcastically
and I fall off the
because I
highway,
think
but that's
sprint
okay because I
improves a
source
lot of
engine
the
my way up
sections
the
of
ladder,
walking,
and we
and
murder
people
some
were like,
commuters
"Oh
and
yes,
just
I
stop to get
completely
a
agree
snack.
with you."
Dave
It's
gets
like,
splattered by a Brute,
okay.
and we commandeer a Wraith, except they left without me, so I enjoy some more riveting gameplay once again, highlighting the point that sprint doesn't belong in a Halo game. Gee, I sure am glad sprinting isn't in Halo. That would sure ruin this experience for me. I catch back up to everyone, but all the murdering is already done. Miranda drops us off a couple of warthogs, and suddenly we're in a tunnel with a bunch of other warthogs that we picked up along the way, I guess? Uzi gets crushed in some doors because I guess elites are distant cousins to Blackburn from Halo 3. We murder some dock workers and jump in a lake that doesn't exist anymore, so we can take out some anti-aircraft wraiths and then move to the next area to do the exact same thing. After taking out some more wraiths, we're interrupted by a scarab, and we jump on board to take it out with no problems whatsoever.
The three way overused scarabs, unfortunately. It was like their one cool set piece thing that they hadn't used like 5 times.
Where am I? On the wrong floor?
They also changed the design of the
Three?
Scarab between 2 and 3 for some reason.
Go.
This
Like
level,
drastically
and then
changed
there's the Arc level, and then the two at the end of
No, you stay on.
the
It's
Covenant.
fine. We need someone recon.
What others?
It's sat on
I think that was it.
We make
So
our way
3.
inside and kill some more dock
Is it
workers, and then
3?
back outside to take out a mounted gun,
Well,
so that we
4
can proclaim
total
ourselves
because there's
king
2
of
at
the hill.
the
The
Yeah, but 3
Australian Life
encounters.
Squad flies
3
in and tries to
encounters,
shoot
yeah.
apart
Okay.
Truth's key ship, but that doesn't stop it in the slightest and activates a giant portal in the sky. and then
What
it
would
fucks off
count
to
as
the Ark.
under
The Arbiter
your
asks a
proper
stupid question
balance?
because
Two?
literally all we
Well,
did in Halo
it's
2
more
was deal with the
impactful if
Flood,
it just
and then we
appears
pretty much
once or
just run our
twice
way
as a
through
boss
this entire
fight.
level because it's
But
really
3,
hard. We
ooh,
run
was
inside the
3
crashed
one too
ship
many
and catch up to
times.
our Blue E-Girl, and 343 Industries shows up. Somehow. And lets us know that he's not salty
It does
about us
also,
blowing
like,
up his
the
Halo
first
rig,
and
so he'll
second
help
time
us
do
take
feel
good care of
more
our Blue
like
E-Girl because
they
he's one of
had
her top donators
purpose
now.
for it,
We're
and the
Ubered
third
out by
time
some
they just
elites in the
drop
Shipmaster
out of the
glasses
sky.
half of Africa just
It's
to
like,
make sure that
"Alright,
none of the
you're fighting
Flood
2 of
gets
them
out,
now."
even though it's definitely all over our shoes right now. Blue E-Girl lets us know that Gravemind is on his way to
Yeah,
Earth
it's
in
the
High Charity,
climax
but
of the
doesn't know
Covenant.
about the portal to the
Yeah,
Ark
but it's
or where
like,
it leads.
you know, in
And that
Halo
she's got
2
a
they had the
solution
whole
to the
level
Flood
building
without
up to
firing
it.
the remaining
In
Halo
this one,
rigs.
it
Then
crawls over
Shipmaster
the
and Lord
dam
Hood
or
argue for a
whatever.
bit, and Lord Hood says that
And then
we're
the
all
other
going
one
to stay
like,
here and fight the
comes out
Flood
of
on Earth.
nowhere.
The Arbiter
And then
disagrees, and that's the end
third
of the
time
game,
it's
I
just
guess,
there's
because
2
it
of them and they
doesn't
just
take
drop
us
out of the sky, so it feels like they didn't build up to it at all. It just starts to get a little like, oh, that's just a regular occurrence now and not like a big, huge, cool set piece.
We go through Floodgate again to watch
Except
the
it's
cutscene
the
at
last
the end,
occurrence.
Yeah, it should have been.
Who skipped the
It would have been
cutscene?
cooler if they had set it up a little
The
bit more.
whole reason we replayed the mission was for the cutscene. God damn it! Now we gotta do it again.
So we go through Floodgate a third time, and this time we actually get to see the end of the conversation, where Arbiter in Chief convinced Lord Hood that he should totally donate to the Blue E-Girl, so we pack up and head off to the Ark to pick her up and gather her donations. We pop onto the Ark of the Covenant, and then it doesn't burn us into claymation skeletons. So we drop in from orbit in a Pelican because we left the pods that are specifically designed to do orbital dropping in our other pants. Chief steals an ODST sniper rifle because what's he gonna do? Tell on us? We're dropped in a desert with a squad with no name, and it feels good to shoot alien brains. We steal back a hog that the aliens stole from us.
Originally,
and used
I
to trade with the
sung
monkeys
that
for their
section,
prowler, so
but
we
I
could fit
determined
all
it
four
was
of us
too
in one
cringy
car.
to keep in
But
the
arbiter
video, so
betrays
I
Uzi for
removed the singing.
no reason,
Probably
and then
good
we drive
choice.
off, so I manipulate time and we leave him behind.
Go, 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 go!
Oh.
After borrowing another vehicle, we get into some road rage and destroy anyone else's vehicles in the area because they're hogging the road, and the Forward Unto Dawn shows up and drops us off some tanks because we never get ourselves anything. We slide our way to a building and try to kill 343 Industries, but unfortunately they've got plot armor and can't be killed by bullets. After getting teleported inside, I show Dave how to properly teabag because he was doing it wrong.
Magically open the
Ow!
My bad.
You gotta do it slowly. Watch, let me show you. You gotta do it like this.
Yeah, you can't be like a little chihuahua.
Oh, so like this?
And thus begins the
There you go. Perfect.
calling it chihuahua bagging.
Magically,
that opened the door.
A scarab pops in to say hi, but we're not very friendly, so we blow its legs off and shoot it into sushi. We go back inside and interrupt a monkey taking a bathroom break, who's not very happy about the fact, so we murder everyone in the room to avoid anything getting leaked online. After murdering our way downstairs, 343 Industries spews some gobbledygook about the Ark before we're interrupted by a phantom, so we go down some more stairs to fight their boss in a one-on-one. But apparently we're not doing it right or something, so we just kill everyone and make sure that doesn't get leaked online either. A flood of sentinels shows up and we're Ubered out to the silent cartographer? Well, would you look at that? The assault on the beach goes a little less smoothly than the one in the first Halo ring, and we're dumped off to deal with the anti-aircraft. But Zaneri wants to try a glitch, and we spend way too fucking long trying to figure out how to get it to
apparently this
work,
glitch
only to
only works
decide
with
that it
the
does not
host.
work anymore or
It still
something,
does
so there's
work,
10 minutes
but
down the
doesn't
drain.
work
We're
with
given a Puma to
the
drive
way it's
inland to
trying
turn
it.
off some shield generators and get to Truth. So we shove our way inside a generator building and take an elevator to a staff meeting. that we
You can
interrupt
get into
because
the
we're
anti-air raid.
anti-capitalism now, I guess. We turn
Can I
off
drive
the
it?
first generator, but
Chief, find the tower
Who skipped the cutscene?
so here's that cutscene we missed. We shut off the first
Yeah, the
barrier.
person who kept
the elites
skipping
shut
the
off the
cutscene was
second.
really
Johnson
annoying.
doesn't respond, and his
I
barrier
don't know
doesn't
who
go
did it.
down, so we're off to see what's up. We hammer time our way out of the building and back down to the beach, where we're gifted some Hornets because our e-girl was able to pay for them with her OnlyFans money. After flying into the next building, I splazer some hunters, and we take another elevator to another staff meeting to interrupt that too, and I shut off the final generator.
Okay, now all the brutes are
Hit the
dead.
switch, Chief,
Hands
and
off
the barrier will
keyboards.
fall.
God damn it! Who did that?
That wasn't me this time.
Here's the cutscene we missed.
Was
It's
it whoever
kind
was
of
shooting the
important.
sniper? I don't
Charity
know
shows
who
up
did it.
somehow, even though it's definitely way
whoever
bigger
did it
than the
didn't
portal at the
ever
Earth, and
fess
part
up,
of it blows
so
through
I
the
don't know.
shipmaster's master ship and into our staff meeting, so we murder some popcorn. We head to Commander Shepard's favorite shopping district, but we're interrupted by two scarabs this time, except it's not any
Commander
different from the
Shepard's
previous
favorite-
scarabs
Oh,
we've
what's
already
the joke
fought. So I
there?
drop Dave off
What?
on them, and we kill them in just
What's
about
the
60
joke
seconds.
there? Commander
we make our
Shepard's
way
favorite
inside, and I
shopping
want to
district?
pause a sec.
Yeah,
here,
the
rant
Citadel.
again. Okay, so
It's just-
throughout Halo 2, the prophets have been spouting about the great journey and how they'll ascend to godhood, and that even the humans
Yeah.
will be left behind when they activate
Whenever
Halo.
you
Then in this
say.
cutscene, Truth says that secret dies with all the rest, which
We're
means
watching
he
Chaos.
knows that the Halo rings kill everyone. Then they're interrupted by Miranda crashing into the control room briefly before Truth continues by saying, "Your forefathers wisely set aside their compassion, steeled themselves for what needed to be done," which means he knows that the Forerunners activated Halo and killed everything once before. But then he says, "I see now why they left you behind. You were weak and gods must be strong," which just sounds like more religious rhetoric and that he doesn't understand how the rings work. So he
This would be
activates
where
the
they would
ring
be
and we
able
get
to
to the
rewrite
second
this
stupid part, where
section
Gravemind
to
shows
make it
up
make more
as
sense.
two pure flood forms and then begs Chief to let him lead them to Truth, even though that doesn't
How
really
old
make
is
much
this?
sense, because surely
video?
Chief and Arbiter already know that
Yeah.
the Gravemind will immediately turn
2021,
on them as
so
soon as they
4 years.
deactivate the rings, which he
Jiminy
does, and they
Christmas.
clearly don't need any
How
help
long have
going
you
down
been
Lords
doing
of
this?
Covenant, because we've already been
Since
doing this the
2018.
entire time on our own. So then
Oh,
after we make
I
our way
did not
across the
know.
bridge, we're immediately betrayed,
It would have
which
been,
everyone
I
already
think,
expected.
regularly
So Johnson pilots a
after
Pelican, and
2020,
Gravemind
so
tries to
really
grab
more
it,
like
and then
5,
just
but
doesn't for some
the very
reason,
first
and then
cast
slaps
was
Chief and Arbiter
2018.
off so he can stop
As
us,
of
and then the tentacles
tomorrow.
just go away, and we never see them
Yeah,
again.
July
which
17th,
doesn't
which
make
we
any
did
sense.
on accident.
Okay, back to the summary. Since
What?
the rant pretty much summarized the end of the level
I
already,
was
I'll just
asking
start where
Val's
we are now.
mic's
We mash
different.
some potatoes and make our way back
No, my
across the
voice
bridge
is
to jump
different.
down
I'm
a hole.
sick.
Oh.
I missed Heaven. I didn't kill Heaven.
You sound more
Master Chief
feminine.
wanders outside to find a new Halo ring is
What?
being created
What?
to replace
That doesn't
the
make
ones
any
from the
sense.
first game, and I'm already going to stop the ring.
I don't know.
Was
I
this
don't know.
Cortana's
That's
plan?
just-
The
We
sickness
never really
made you
get to hear from her
girly.
exactly what her plan was,
You got-
even after
It's
we find her
cooties,
in the
it's
next level.
cooties.
She says she's got the
Baffling.
activation index from the first Halo,
Strange.
which for some reason
probably
is
got it
just
from
going to
your
work fine on the new Halo ring because apparently the Forerunners didn't have enough foresight to create a new password when one of the rings blows up. But what was Cortana's plan if Gravemind didn't crash High Charity onto the Ark? And speaking of crashing onto the Ark, how the hell did Gravemind make it into the Ark in the first place? High Charity is way too big to fit through the portal on Earth. And even if we ignore that, did Gravemind not leave any flood on the other side of the portal to infect Earth while we're busy fighting him on the Ark? What about Delta Halo? Am I supposed to believe that the centuries-old Supermind didn't have any contingency plan and didn't leave the Flood anywhere else in the galaxy? Because as far as the end of this game and then Halo 4 and 5 are concerned, the Flood are no longer a problem. Okay. Anyways, back to the
Flood are a problem in
343
Halo Wars
Industries
2.
creams his proverbial
Yes,
pants.
in
about
Halo
getting
Wars
rid
2,
of
it's
it, and we
revealed
let
that
him know
the
we're
blowing up
definitely
the
gonna let
ring
him
at
use
the end of
ring
Halo
correctly
3
this
didn't
time.
actually
So he flies
stop
off to make
the
preparations, and we apparently commandeered some Banshees at some point, so we fly into High Charity to go scoop up our e-girl. We break our way inside what I assume is Gravemind's anus, and he repeatedly taunts us by slowing us down and widening our FOV, which is actually something that's been happening the entire game, and it's really fucking annoying every single time. Cortana lets us know that Gravemind touched her inappropriately and makes a reference to Halo Combat Evolved. We blow up a reactor that's surprisingly small for having powered all of High Charity, and we run our way back out the same way we just came. We commandeer a flood-infested Pelican, and Gravemind tries to stop us, but he just kind of goes, and lets us go for
not all
some
High
reason.
Charity.
We fly through some JPEGs and up to the Halo ring, where we fly through another JPEG and then to the control
weirdly,
room that's
like,
in the
you
same
can
place as
find
it was in
some,
Halo Combat
like, early,
Evolved. Gravemind drops in a bunch of flood to taunt us.
During the like Bungie leaks or whatever, people found like a lot
Except
of the levels
we obviously
from
didn't think
the
that we
cut
defeated
High
him by
Charity
blowing up High
mission
Charity, or else we
that
wouldn't
looks
be
way
heading
more
to
like
Halo's
High
control
Charity
center
did in
to
Halo
activate it
2.
and burn away
It's
the
like,
flood on
right?
the Ark.
Yeah.
We struggle our way up to the control tower and get inside, but that's the end of the game, I guess, because
It's a
MCC
shame
kicked us
they
out
didn't
again. After
have
deftly
that in.
maneuvering and muscling through ranks of flood back to the control room, we yank our e-girl, and Johnson reveals to 343 Industries that we're going to throw a gender reveal party for Cortano, but there are so many things wrong with that sentence that 343 Industries
I
burns
was trying
Johnson
to
to a
think,
crisp,
like,
and then throws
you
a
kept
hissy
saying
fit until Johnson's
Gravemind,
blazers sent
and
away,
I
dies
was
a second
like, there's a
time,
Kingdom
and then we borrow
Hearts
his
that has a
blazers,
similar name,
blazers
it's
343
Remind.
Industries a few more times until he explodes.
yeah.
Fun fact, according to
Where did the
343
skull come
Industries,
from?
when we get aboard,
The skulls
Spark
just you
actually
can find
survives
them
this.
on
Johnson
the
dies
levels.
the third time, and we activate
That's
the
how you
Halo ring,
unlock the
where-
skulls
Hey,
originally.
wait a second.
You would
How
find
come
a
Chief
skull
gets
and
to
then
run in
you would
cutscenes
get
and
them.
I don't while I'm playing him? We murder our way into a
God, that
copy-pasted
run.
hallway from Halo
Yeah.
Combat Evolved. Luckily,
The
this is the only one in this game, instead of seeing
hand-animated
it like 10
running.
times in a row, broken up by 10 identical bridges. We borrow
Other
Johnson's
games at this
hog
point
because
had
it's not
started
like he's gonna be
experimenting
using it
with
anytime soon,
mocap,
and we
but then
trial and
Halo
error
3
our
they
way
were
through
like,
the
nope, we're still going to do it
exploding Halo
hand
ring before
keyframed.
onto dawn.
It doesn't look good. Especially the hand animated
Oh, right.
or like automated mouth syncing. It's really bad. They fix it in ODST and have better lip sync, but it's pretty bad in Halo 3.
Shit. I don't think we have enough speed for this. Oh, God.
Yeah!
Oh, what? Oh, come on. What?
Arbiter gets
Damn,
a
that's a
death fake out, but
skybox.
literally no one is fooled because, really?
I don't know why they
You
have this
expect
death
anyone to
fake
believe
out.
that
They're like,
after
oh
all
no,
that
right at the end of the game, the Arbiter got squished into a wall by a
No, we
tank.
fly
It's
off
like,
as the
oh
Halo
no,
ring
he's fine.
explodes.
It's like,
Cut to a memorial.
It was like
where
such an
Hood honors all the
insignificant
people who
death
died
fake out that I
during
didn't
Halo
even
3, and we
register as
find
a
out
death
through some
fake out
weird
until I
flashbacks
watched
that
this
apparently
video.
the Forerunners and Dawn split in half or
It's like,
some
I don't know
point,
who
and only the
decided
Arbiter
that
made
was
it
the
back,
thing.
and that Chief is presumed dead, I guess. We don't really ever get to see that happen, but
yeah, and then this
okay.
cutscene is just
Arbiter
like,
and
oh yeah,
Shipmaster head back to their home
that Chief
planet,
was just
and
fine in the
then
previous
we
cutscene,
cut
but
to Chief
oops, he's
and
gone
Cortana
now.
floating into space
Like,
on the
what
other side of
happened?
the Forward onto Dawn. So much for the death fake out.
And
for
if you
Chief
didn't play the
that
game on
you would never
Legendary
know unless you
originally,
played it
you
on
wouldn't have
freezes
seen
himself
this.
in a cryopod,
Yeah.
and that's the end of the game. Oh wait, there's actually... Wait, what? Halo 3 teases the planet that shows up in Halo 4?
What?
Huh, okay.
Yeah, that's in the original Halo 3 as well.
Really?
That is
Yeah.
why Anthony said they wrote themselves into a
Running
corner.
gags don't belong in a Halo game because running would ruin the pacing.
Running gags.
Hey, oh my god, it's the question from the famed
Yeah.
Halo talk.
Password. They gave it out at the staff meeting 15 minutes ago.
Meeting? What meeting? I was out here.
Not supposed to let anyone in without it.
If the staff meeting just ended, no one outside is gonna know the freaking password. Now open up. We need ammo and the chief is out here.
Does he know the password?
Does he know the password?
He wasn't at the meeting either.
He wasn't at the
Recently,
meeting
I played
either.
through.
Okay. That is where we will
Good night, chat.
end the stream for today. Yeah. Good night, chat. Thanks for everybody who's coming around. I see 47 people. Not
I
big
guess
chatters
people
today.
really like watching your videos and not watching you play the games.
They want to watch you watch your videos,
Shocking.
not watch you make your videos, and not watch you play the games that make your videos.